HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and ReactJS. Yeah, in 4 hours. In 4 hours, how we're going to cover? We're going to touch base everything because we have a bigger 12-hour boot camp coming soon, like the last day of this month. It will be there, and it happens every month. So in that, we're going to cover everything. But this is like a shorter version. Like everything will be, we will touch base everything, and this happens every Saturday because this is intended for people who are coming from some other backgrounds. So they should know what is there in this web development. Why should I do web development? And first 15 to 20 minutes will be like for you to deciding why you should do web development, what is web development, and all those things we are going to. So let me share my screen and let me like say go on. Yeah, so I'm live. So let me see one sec. Okay, so let me share my screen. One sec. So started. It started. Everybody, please join. Please join. We're going to start. Hello, 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 Lakshmanjan. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Yeah. So hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah. So let me tell you about myself. My name is Navindu Vishwas. I have more than 16 years of IT experience, and right now I'm a corporate trainer, ReactJS teacher, mentor, YouTuber, because you're watching it on YouTube. Most of you are watching it on YouTube. I think some of you are watching it on LinkedIn also. Okay. So that is about me, and I have worked in almost a lot of top companies in the world like Oracle, JP Morgan, and all. And my last job was as an associate architect in a product-based company in Bangalore known as 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐿. And okay, so besides this, like for the past more than one, okay, it is LinkedIn is telling like 1 year and 7 months. Yeah, I didn't knew 1 year and 7 months passed by. So 1 year 7 months, I am a JavaScript teacher, a founder of TWD, located in Bhopal. But most of my career I have been worked in metros like Mumbai and Pune, Pune and Bangalore, and Bangalore of course, Bangalore. So this was my last job. I was an associate architect here in Minds. And after that, I started my own, like I started loving teaching more. So I started it. So those who want to go through my profile, they can go through it and all. And right now I do teaching full time. Corporate training, I have my own batches, I have my YouTube and all those things. So I teach in like in corporate training also. I teach in like top top uh, top 10 service based companies also. I teach. I sometimes go take physical batches also in Bangalore and Hyderabad and all those things. But I have my own batches also. I have my own physical and online, both of those batches I have. Want to learn, you can learn about that later on. So, and everything is freely available on YouTube also. This is me, and this is my company TWD, and we are a fully registered company and a fully registered company. So you're going to get a very nice certificate from a registered company. So we pay our GST and all those things on time. So you're going to get a certificate. So how we are going to get a certificate? A lot of you might be asking how we are going to get a certificate. So you have to fill a attendance form. So this is the attendance form. This is the Google attendance form. This you have to fill. There will be two attendance forms given. So this thing is from 3 to 7 p.m. So 3 to 7 p.m. So there will be two attendance form. One will be around 3:30 p.m. Or maybe before that also. And before we start with HTML, it will be given. The second attendance form will be given after 6:30 p.m. So those two attendance forms at those two times. Okay, so those will be given. And the other thing is like what you have to fill in this attendance form. Let me take you all through this attendance form also. So some of you might be watching it on LinkedIn. Please do come on YouTube and watch it on YouTube. So let me see that I'm live on LinkedIn also. So let me see if some people are watching it on LinkedIn. So I will tell them to come on YouTube. Okay, it's okay. Okay, I will close it. Okay, so that is there. And in this attendance form, we you give your valid email ID, and because we are going to send you this attendance form, this certificate on your email ID, of course. Okay, email ID, and then you give your name which you want on the certificate, and we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you give this YouTube by which username you have subscribed. We want you to subscribe to our Instagram also. So our Instagram is here, in which we post like educative things related to web development. You can do that. And then what is this current role? And the other thing is that I want your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, right, you don't have a LinkedIn profile, but if you have a LinkedIn profile, it is very good. Okay, so this is it, and all of your attendance will be recorded in this Google form. Similar attendance will be given like towards the end. Okay, so towards the end it will be given, so that is there. And even before starting, I want to tell some of the things. Even before starting, so then we are going to start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, because you can find all of these things, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, throughout the internet, and many YouTube channel. You can find many like uh, sites like W3C School you can find, and a lot of other places you can find. Everybody knows those things, but nobody know uh, what is the way in which you should do. Okay, so and on top of it, nobody know what is web development and all. I was like a speaker. I do speaks in colleges also. So I was a speaker in an open source forum recently, and there most people didn't even know like what is web development and all. So most of the people there were like thinking that data structure is everything, like DSA and algorithm is everything. So if you are from a computer science background, you know what I'm talking, or if you are not from a computer science background, you will not know what is a DSA and algorithm. But I think if you have searched for web development, you might know what is DSA and algorithm a bit, but it is something which is not required. Okay, so what is required actually for web development, or to get a job? You require these things. Okay, so the thing is that all of people here might not be aiming from for a FANG job or a product-based company job. Anyways, they are not hiring. So even if you aim for that, it doesn't matter. Even if you aim for FANG job, FANG means Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. They're not hiring anymore. So even if you aim, it doesn't matter. If they're not hiring, so what do you do? Even the top product-based companies are not hiring. Okay. So who are hiring? The startups are hiring right now. So for getting a job in a startup or in a service-based company like Infosys, TCS, and all, they're also hiring. So what do you need to do? Okay, so you need to do like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you also need to do something known as ReactJS. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and ReactJS. These are the four things which are required to get into any good startup, small startup, big startup, medium startup, any size of startup. These are the four technologies which are used in any startup. Okay, all type of startups. These are four technologies which are used. And if you go to any service-based company, also I take a lot of corporate trainings. They ask me to teach all these four things. Sometimes they also tell me to like and I will tell you, like I will not tell the exact name, like I teach in a company how the level of Infosys, TCS, Mahindra, and Tech Mahindra, and all, one of those company I teach. Okay, so that is there. So I cannot tell the exact name. Okay, so that is like this. Okay, so top 5 IT companies, IT service based companies, I teach in one of them. Okay, so they also ask us to like do like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and one more thing. Sometimes they tell us to do. Tell me to teach Angular also. Tell me to teach Angular also. It is also based on HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's a JavaScript like a framework. React is a library. But one thing I will tell you, that most number of jobs are in React, not in Angular. Angular is also good, but most number of jobs are here, and it is easier than Angular. It is easier than Angular. So these are the four things which you need to do. Do your research. Don't go for like the always the advertisements are not always right. Always the advertisement telling that this DS and algo are right. No, they're not always right. Okay, so that is there. And beside this, so even if you're from a non-IT background, it doesn't matter. You learn this four things and you'll get a job. Okay, most of the people, they are concentrating on something else. So they like and what they are concentrating right now, there is no job in that. Okay, so that is it. And so the other thing, that before moving forward, I want to tell what are the steps which you should take. Okay, what are the steps you should take? The steps which you should take is like as I have told, like I will tell the 3 secrets, and after that you are going to start with HTML. So it is not always is like just talking. We're going to start with the real thing like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. We're going to teach all four things. All four things we're going to teach today: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Okay, so the three secrets are like first you have to do networking. Yeah, networking is required nowadays to get a job. Even if you are very good in your studies and all, nowadays most of you know like the jobs are a bit rare, and all the people in the FANG companies are also losing the job. So you have to do something known as networking. Okay, networking you have to do. Networking you have to do, and networking. What you need, the more you do networking, I'll not say physical networking. You have to do, if you do physical networking, like you meet people, you make connections. It is good, but now, even with physical networking, you need to be connected with them somehow, somewhere. And the best place to connect with them is the LinkedIn. LinkedIn is something which can take your career to new heights. You have a LinkedIn profile, you have a good connections, you'll get a job. Okay, so it is not like that you should have a connection like me. Like I am an influencer in LinkedIn. If you go to my LinkedIn profile and all, I have close to like 28,000 connections, which is a lot actually. So that is there. So you don't have to have that many connection. It takes a lot of time to create that many connection. You have to do a lot of good work, and think for the community to have this many connection. I am a speaker also. I think I have not updated my profile. I do speak in public event like in colleges and all. I do speak. Okay, so that is there. So like you have to be have some good LinkedIn connections, and it's always help to have a good LinkedIn. And there is something known as coding in public. Learn about it. So what is the coding in public? All of my students start coding in public. It will start. Okay, so it will start. Okay, screen is very blur. Okay, screen is very blur. I think screen is good. Okay, okay, I will tell about that. What is screen is very blur. Screen is very blur. So Devanshi Rawat. So what do you do, Devanshi Rawat? Like you're very eager to start, like okay. So Devanshi Rawat. So please tell, are you a student or something, like you are very eager to start, like you know all these things? Okay, so might be, yeah. Please send your LinkedIn profile. I want to see like if you are influencer or something. Please send. Okay, so that is there. And screen is blur. I will come to that. Screen is blur. I will come to that. There is something which a lot of people don't know about YouTube. I know you. You like you all like know a lot, but there is something. Okay, no problem, Devanshi. Okay, so it will start in 5-10 minutes. Okay, so because see all these things you can learn from anywhere, but this is something which you nobody tells you. Okay, so that is there. And I will tell one more thing, like what is coding in public. Okay, so let me tell. You will hear this term a lot, like coding in public. So what is this? This is one of my intern. So what it does, like a mechanical engineer, and he's a mechanical engineer, but he had come into coding. He has like a gap and all those things. So that is like you can understand if he has a gap and all those things, how he can be a software engineer. Then also he had a software engineer. Okay, okay, okay. So that is there. And now, he used to like when he started. Okay, so wait a sec. So you're not done for a long time. When he started, actually, he used to create this thing. He used to create this clone and all, and he used to post them on LinkedIn. So this is something which you have to do. This is known as coding in public. Okay, this is known as coding in public. This is what you have to do. Okay. So someone was telling, now coming back to that thing, someone was telling, no problem, Devanshi. So someone was telling that so this is something which you have to do to get a job. Okay, so this is something. And the other thing is that you have to take some daily action, like you have to at least code 2 hours daily, even if you're from a non-IT background. Like this guy is from a mechanical, this is a mechanical guy. So this guy is from mechanical background, but he used to code like more than that. So then you have to take some challenges. Some people are like doing some challenges like 100 days of code challenge. I think someone tagged me also. Some one of my person who knows me on this 100 days of code challenge. Let me see. One sec. Let me see. Yeah. So this guy, don't even know him. Okay, so there is a challenge known as 100 days of code challenge, in which you have to daily code continuously. You have to code like day 11, like this. Okay, you have to code daily and you have to post it what you have code. So this guy is doing that. This is known as 100 days of code challenge. You can find it out more. Okay, so before giving the attendance form, first attendance form, I will tell like screen is blur, how you can fix it. Okay, so actually what happens, YouTube save your money. I don't know why YouTube try to save your money like that. YouTube doesn't know that all of us have a geo connection, and nowadays India is now not that backward and all. India is like a most advanced country in the world. YouTube doesn't know. I don't know why they don't know. So what they do, so like they still things like we are having a very slow internet connection, which is not the thing. Okay, so what to do? Okay, so this live is going on. So what YouTube do, this is not your mistake, this is YouTube mistakes. One sec. Top two software companies where our students are working today. So what YouTube does, let me tell you. And you should all write you to YouTube that India is like number one country in the world right now. You should not do this thing. You should not do these tricks. So what YouTube does, this quality is you're seeing, this quality, I hope, I don't know where you're seeing, like in the mobile also this thing will be there, but right now I cannot show it on the mobile. So by default, see, it is auto, it will try to take the lowest possible thing like 144p, 240p, 360p, because it thinks that thinks that like Indian people don't have a very good internet connection. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to come here and do this 720p, do this 720p, do this 720p, do this 720p, and you'll get the best possible thing. And okay, best possible thing. Okay, okay, so that is there, it is there, you'll get the best possible thing. Okay, so yeah, it is very much possible. So you do this thing, it is very much possible. So so Hari, let me again show you this thing. I think hope you have not seen this thing. So those who know, like anybody knows like what is a mechanical engineer and all. So anybody who is a mechanical engineer here. So does mechanical engineer in their like whole life, they touches the computer in a way a computer engineer does? No, they don't touches the computer in a way a computer engineer touch. This guy passed out in 2015. Passed out in 2015. After that, he worked as a mechanical engineer. But we know how much mechanical engineer gets, because I have heard that from a lot of mechanical engineers, like they get like 10-15,000 and only in a starting, and they have to do a 12-hour shift 6 days a week, and that also a lot of time they have to do some manual labor. It is not good, like it, this is what happens everywhere. So he didn't wanted to continue with that, and then he started learning on his own, but he was not able to do. So this guy is actually from Hyderabad. Then he learned about me in a class like this only. He attended a class like this, and his brother is in IT. So and then he has shown his this thing, and his brother then told him that okay, uh you go to him and learn. I take physical classes also at my hometown of Bhopal, where I have my company. So he came to me from Hyderabad, not knowing one one word of Hindi. He learned Hindi also on the fly, coding also on the fly. He learned Hindi and coding here only in Bhopal. He learned both of the things in Bhopal, and he did so good that I have to hire him as a intern. So he's like working in my company like a lot for a lot of time. First, he did a 3 month course and all, and he become very good. Then he's working in my company. So he made it to IT. Now he creates like cool ReactJS websites, like I will tell the TWT. And now I also don't have to do those things. So he created this website. Like he's becoming very good in designing also. He created this website for me. Okay, he created this website for me, and all the widgets and all these things he created this thing. And one more site he created for me, and this is a React-JS site. Okay, we are okay. So this also he created for me. This site also he created for me. This site is also he created. So all these animations and all these things See, only React is not enough, but this CSS also here done. So anybody can become a coder. So it is not like that. Okay, so like a mechanical engineer can become a coder. So why cannot you become a coder? Mechanical engineer. So mechanical engineer also, I'm far stretching something like he's an engineer. Okay, so you might be thinking, okay, he's an engineer. How like he also become at 32 years? How he can become a like coder? No, I cannot become a coder. Okay, so let us see something else. Okay, like okay, uh, like Danny. This guy. This guy is a developer. Okay, so he's a developer, and see this. He used to be. He used to do this thing. He used to do this thing. He used to fry chicken for most of his life, and then he become a coder. So you might be saying, okay, US, you can do that thing. In India, you cannot do. Then what did Bhargav did? Then what does this guy did? Okay, so Zoho. See, watchman. Zoho, those who don't know, it's one of the biggest company in India. It is like it give competition to Microsoft and all. This guy was a 10th pass security guard who used to like be in like the office, and he used to see okay, people are coding and all. And he then one day told that I also want to become a coder, but he was only a 10th pass guy. Okay, 10th pass guy, only a 10th pass guy. Story of how a class 10th pass out learned coding and get lakhs of likes. So he became a developer. If like I'm not learn about him. So anybody can become a developer. Only this thing that you should have that courage. You should have like that courage to do the hard work. Anybody can become a developer. A mechanical engineer can become a developer. A friar can become a developer. Friar can become a developer. And I know like this a lot of stories. A mechanical engineer, a friar can become a developer. Security guard can become a developer. And what is it like? Why do you cannot become a developer? Everybody can become a developer. Okay, so that is there, and enough of talks. Like okay, so that is you have to follow these things. Okay, so that is there, and let me send the first attendance. And then we are going to start with HTML so that you can check it out that whether development is for you or not, how development is easy or not. So this attendance one, and this the second attendance. It's a second. So that is the attendance two. ReactJS, it will take you like if you know JavaScript good, so it will take you to 1 or 2 months to learn ReactJS. Do some projects, you will be much better. Okay, so let us like start now with the let us gonna start. Okay, so and how we're going to start with HTML. So how we're going to start with HTML. So HTML, so a website can be made with HTML, CSS, and Java. And ReactJS is something which you generally used to make web apps like LinkedIn, Facebook, and all those things that you're going to learn later on. So first thing is how to start with even like coding, how to start with coding. So you should have something known as VS Code installed on a system. So I actually always say that you should have a computer. So someone was asking me they don't have a computer, so I told them that at least buy a 10,000 rupees computer, because VS Code is a very lightweight code editor. Even a i3 fourth generation or fifth generation with 4 GB of RAM is more than enough for VS Code. Okay, more than enough for VS Code. It will be more than enough. Okay, so that is there, and so now okay, it is like going slow. It's okay for me because I am streaming also. Okay, so VS Code you have to download, and then it will be like it is like freely available, and then you have to okay, one sec. Then you have to open the VS Code. It is very slow. Okay, for me. Not for all of you. So you download it. So opening. So when the VS Code will open, it will open like this. Okay, VS Code will open like this, and then what you have to do, the easiest way to start with HTML is to create a folder in your desktop, like right click and create a folder, new folder, and it is like I'll write HTML basics like this, and then and all of you, please fill the attendance form. If you're not filled yet, please fill the attendance form. If you're not filled yet, please fill the attendance form. Let me also see that if people are filling the attendance form or not. Okay, so only 6 people have filled out of 12 people. So all of you, please fill the attendance form. It is given in the live chat only, and it will not be given anywhere else. It is given in the live chat and not be given anywhere else. Okay, let me also write this thing in the main group. Okay, so that is there. Now, let's get started. And also this HTML, I have dragged it here. Now, what I will do here in VS Code, so this folder is dragged there. So I'll click here and do a index.html. I will do, and it will create an HTML file. Okay, so why I have written index.html? So I have written index.html because just like a jpg is like what is my Instagram profile. The Instagram profile is anyways, it was there in the form also. The Instagram profile is there. Anyways, let me give it here. So this is my Instagram profile. Okay, so index.html, we have created index.html, and I can close it because I want some more space here. So I have closed it, and let me take it this way. Okay, then I tell you to use VS Code and not something like Notepad++. For a reason, Notepad++ should not be used in 2023 because VS Code is a very lightweight code editor. First thing, okay, VS Code is a very lightweight code editor. And second thing is that it comes with a lot of things, inbuilt thing. Like if I do not and press the tab, it will create the basic HTML skeleton code for me. Or else you have to write all of these things by your hand, which you should not do. Okay, so you should not write all of this code with your hand. So it will create like this. Okay, so that is there. So that's why you should always use VS Code. Then I will take you all the skeleton code that has been created, but I have to tell you all what is this skeleton code all about. So HTML basics, HTML basics I will do, and then I will come here and write some of the code. I will explain it. Most of the code of the HTML is the building block of any website. Okay, and with CSS we give the style, and with JavaScript we add interactivity to the site. So in this body I will have h1 and HTML like crash no RSC. So like these tags are there. We are going to soon see what are these tags. So there are h2, h3, H4, H5, and H6. So these tags are there. H2, H1 to H6 tags are there. Okay. So now let us go through all of this thing, all of the structure we'll go through it. Then we are going to learn all these things. Okay. So what is this doc type HTML on line number 1? So doc type HTML means it's a HTML version 5, HTML version 5. So HTML was created in the year 1993. So after that, different versions comes out. So version 5 was released in 2015. So it is HTML version 5. Then this HTML starting and ending is there. So most of these tags are like it is starting and the ending will be there. So this is starting and this is ending. So this is the English is language is English. Then HTML tag has mainly two parts. One is the head part and one is the body part. So head part contains some other things, meta and a title. Title we are soon going to see this. See, this is known as a title. This is known as a title. So that title will be there. And then in the body we have the different tags. It is all about learning about the different tags from the body. It is all about that. Okay. So we are going to learn about it. Okay. So how many people have filled that attendance form? 1 sec. 8 people have filled that attendance form. Rest of you also, please fill it quickly. Okay, so H1, this what is this meta? What is this meta? Title, as I've told, title will come here. We're going to soon going to see what is this meta. Meta is something which is used by Google, uh, and used for Google, not by Google, used for Google. Because in Meta, we give the keywords of any website. There is something known as search engine optimization. All of you must have heard about this. Like the more the ranking of a website is, then more it will be shown on the Google front page when you search for it. So how does Google knows about a website? You have to mention that in the meta tag, like the keywords and all those things you have to mention in the meta tag so that Google know about your website. Okay, so that is how it is required for Google, and we won't learn much about it because that's a digital marketing domain. Again, a very good domain, digital marketing domain. It's not a web development domain. Okay, so that is there about the meta tag and uh, generate digital marketer plays it there. So then this title we are going to see, and this body we have something known as H1 to H6. They are known as heading tag, heading 1 to heading 6, heading 1 to heading 6, and we are going to see how we are going to see this thing, heading 1 to heading 6. Okay, so these things are there, heading 1 to heading 6. Now the next thing is like let me open this thing. Okay, so there are two ways to open this thing. First, let me show the common way, and then we are going to see a very good way to open this thing. Okay, so this HTML basics I have created. I will like double click on it. It will open this thing, and then I can open it wherever. Like double click on it, and it will open in this Edge browser, which is a default browser in Windows. But I don't want to open it here. I want to open it with Firefox Developer Edition, which is running right now. I like it more. So I can open it like this. This is something very common. So I opened it here. See, now we are seeing it like how it will be shown. Like H1 to H6. H1 to H6 is shown like this. H1 to H6 are shown like this. Okay, different sizes. And then this HTML basics, which I have written in the title, is shown like this. Okay, but this is a good way to show everything. But why we are not going to show everything like this? So there is a reason for that. Okay, I see a lot of people joining right now. Please do fill the attendance form, because attendance form will not be given anywhere else. Attendance form is like here only. And let me also mention, please fill the attendance forms to get the certificate. Okay, so please do fill the attendance form to get the certificate. So H1 is shown like this. So one more thing, we can use some commenting part also, and I will tell it as adding tag, adding tags, and I will do the control and backslash. It will create something known as comment, which will not be shown here. Like it is only for the developer reference. Then the next thing which we are going to see is something known as a para, GRAPH tag, paragraph tag, control backslash. Okay, so then paragraph shown by P. So HTML is all about learning about different tags. Paragraph tag will be shown by P, but I don't have any data. So from okay, so maybe I'll get some data from here, on my one of my site. Okay, so like this, maybe like this. Okay, I'll take this. and put it like this. Okay, save it. Now I'll go back here, but I'm not able to see anything. Like, where is the paragraph tag which I have just written? I can see everything only if I refresh it like this. I can refresh it like this. Okay, so if I refresh it, then only I can see. So this is not a good way to see everything. Like, I every time have to refresh it. Then what is the way? So there is a thing in VS Code. Again, we are using VS Code, so it is a very plus point to use VS Code. So we'll go here. In this is known as the extension. So these are small programs which talented developers create, which add some functionality in VS Code. So I'll go here and do a live, and I will find something known as live server. Okay, these are small programs which you can install. So you can, when I install it, it is like, it is not like very complicated installation. Just you have to click on the install button and it will install it. Okay, then I've already installed, so it was showing me disable. Then you go there and do a right click and open with live server, or you can go and open from here also. So maybe I'll open with live server from here. Okay, it opened in my Edge browser, but I don't want there. So I will come here and I will open it here. What is the difference between this one and this one? Seems like same. So let us go here and add something more here. Okay, so I will add one more paragraph tag, but every time we cannot take a paragraph like from anywhere. So there is a little bit of thing like known as a dummy text, known as lorem ipsum text. So lorem I will write, and I will press the tab. This text is very popular, lorem ipsum text, because it is like a dummy text, but which was created 200 year backs when there was printing press. So it seems like a real text, but it is not a real text. This is known as lorem ipsum text. And again, VS Code comes with a shortcut for that. Write lorem and press the tab key, it will create it. So I'll save it. So the moment I save it, you see in the live server it is shown. So means any code you save it, it will show here. But if I go here, I'll not see the code. Again, I have to do a refresh. So I don't want to do it like this. Okay. So I want instantly it should come. So we have meanwhile learned two things: heading tag and paragraph tag. Okay, heading tag and paragraph tag we have learned. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is like this two heading tag and paragraph tag we have learned. Now there are other different tags also. So with heading tag and paragraph tag, there is one thing. Heading tag and paragraph tags are also known as block level element. Most of the tags are block level. Like H1 is showing it one line, H2 is showing in one line, H3, like this all could have come in one line, but they're showing in different line and have some space. Here also the paragraph could have started from here, but it's starting from the next line. These are known as block level elements. Some of the tags are block level elements, some of the tags are inline element. We're going to see one inline element also, and we're going to see the next tag also in the meanwhile. And the next tag is known as a link tag, and I will do it like this, and then I will go and do a link tag start with a. Again, a good thing about VS Code, you write anything and then press the tab, it will complete the tab, whatever is there. Okay, so link tag, we will have two types of link tag. I will say what it is, why I'm having two. And link tag in href, you can give anything. Like in one of the href, I will give this thing, one of our sites I will give, and in another maybe I will give my LinkedIn, my Instagram I'll give, and then here I will write like BRMZ TWD. Okay, BRMZ TWD, and here I'll write Bindu and IT, and I will add one more thing here. I will tell what it is. It is target equal to underscore blank, target equal to underscore blank. I'll do and save it. Then if I go back here, I'll see both of these things. The first thing to learn is that two anchor tags are coming one after the another. This means it is not a block level element. Suppose I have more like this, I have more, it will come in one line. One line inline, one line means inline, one line inline, one line inline. So this is like a one line and inline. Okay, so that is there. And the next thing is, okay, so what happens when I click here? So all these things are because of the anchor tag or the link tag. Okay, so if I click here, See, this website is open. Okay. But one thing to notice is that it opened in the same tab. Similarly, if I click here, the website is open, but it got opened in a different tab. It got opened in a different tab. Okay, so I spoke recently in like a very big event, so it is for that Bhopal for Sambal. Okay, so that is it. And I talk a lot about things also, like I do a lot of talks also, find related to development. Okay, so you'll find it good. Okay, so that is there. And the thing is that if I don't give this target equal to underscore blank, it's a keyword, it will open in the same tab, which is not a good thing. And but if I give a target equal to blank, it will open in a new tab. Okay, so that is the difference why it is required, because no website wants you to go away from it. You click on any YouTube, go to any YouTube, and if there is some link is there, okay, so you'll always see that it will open in a new tab. Okay, it will always open in a new tab. Even if I like, I'll show that thing. Okay, so if I go to YouTube and like the currently which one is going on, our thing is going on. So I'll go to this and let the chat come. Okay, so the chat came. Okay, so this is the YouTube site. So if I, and please do fill this attendance form which I'm talking about. So if I click here, see what will happen. It didn't open here. It opened in a different site, different tab it opened. So that is all our target equal to underscore blank. Everybody do that thing. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so that is there. Target equal to underscore blank is that, and that is how it is very useful. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to do is learning about some more tags, and one of such tag is the list tag. List tag, and there are two kind of list tags. One is the unordered list, and one is a ordered list. One is unordered list and one is ordered list. Okay, so okay, ordered list, and ally can do, and item one. Unordered list. What is unordered list? It's a very common kind of a list. UL means unordered list. Li means list item. You have to give the li inside it, and it will create like item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like a dots will be there. Similar to that, we have something known as OL. OL means ordered list. Ordered list also have this list item. So I'll put this list item in the OL also. I will save it, and like it will show like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will show like this. Okay, so that is there. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is the uh, is uh, is group of tags known as table tags. Okay, so table tags, we are going to learn table tags. So we're going to learn the table tags, and this table tags, what happens in this table tag, you have to go and do a table, and then in this table you have, like it is used to create table. Of course, it is used to create table. T head and T body I'll do, and T head I'll go and do so it has a two part, table head and table body. And table head, we have a table row, and in the table row we have a TH, table header, and here I have page and email, name agent email. If I save it, if I save it, if I save it, if I save it, you'll see this name agent email will come like this. Okay, name agent email. Okay, so now this table body will have the real data. So if you in table, any type of table you go in Excel sheet also you go, you'll find something like this. Table header is there, and then in the there are like rows for it. So in this the table body we have again a tr, but in tr we have a td, not th. Td we have to use, and here we can give the different rows, like not only one, but we can give like differently. Okay, so like this name I will give first, and then I will give the age, and then I will give the email, and now do at gmail.com. I'll do like this. And I can have multiple rows here. Yeah, like this I'll have, and now I'll have this table. So this is how the table is created. Okay, so this is how the table is created. Now we are going to look into a very important thing which is known as the form tags. Okay, form tags are very important because form tags all of you have used, like when you go to facebook.com, you like you register for the first time, and Facebook takes the data from you. So that is whenever you want to take some data from the user, that is done through form tags. And form tags have a lot of tags like we are going to learn, and it is one of the biggest thing in HTML which you are going to learn. Form tags you're going to learn. Okay, so before form tags, but before form tag also I'm going to tell one more thing, like we have come a bit down here, and before form tag I am going to tell two more tags. Like one is known as hr, horizontal rule. It will create a like this line, it will create a line. Okay, and then I will also have a br means break row, and it will create some space. And again I will have this hr and a br, save it, and we'll have everything between the hr and the br. Now like this. Okay, then loop, and then form tags is again done inside the form, and like table tag, but it has got a lot of tags, so a lot of different things to take the user input. Like user input you can take through text box, number box you can take through a radio box, check box. Amazon used to take also all those input through radio box and check box, and all those different things, date field, and all those things are there, and we're going to learn all the important things. HTML we cover almost everything. HTML is, there is no more HTML than this. Okay, so let me do the label first. Label, and for is name I will explain what it is. Label name, most of the like one of the important things in like inside the form is a input box. An input box always comes with a label, like it's a pair with a label. So type text, and id equal to name. Anything you can take id equal to name, but it should be equal to for. I will tell what it is. And then name equal to name, like this it is there. Then age, 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 age. But this one I will put it as number. So let us see how it shows on the screen by saving it. And if I see, like you might have seen like this, something like this. Name you can fill it, age you can fill it, but age is a bit different because it's an input type text. It is input type number, as you might have guessed. Here I can input the text, and here I can input the number, and I can also increase it. I get this thing, I can also increase it like this. Okay, so these are the two things which we can do here. So one more thing which I want to tell here, like all of these things, like how this is there, and so what is this all about? Okay, so label, like the label is containing this name, although we can do it with something else also, but we should always use a label because a label is like connected to a input. Okay, label and input are always a pair. Label and inputs are always a pair. So but how do we know that the label and input are a pair? Because even if we know, the computer doesn't know. So for the computer to know, is that label have something known as for attribute, and input has something known as id attribute. So for is name and id is name. This should be same, this should be same. Okay, then what is this name attribute? name is something which I will show soon. It is used when it is sent to the backend. When you type something in facebook.com, press the enter, it goes to the Facebook backend. And how we send it to the backend and all that we teach in an advanced class. Also in this YouTube channel only we teach it, like, but it is like in JavaScript and React it will be taught. Okay, so not here. In JavaScript and React it will be taught. Okay, so this name is something which you are going to see how it is sent to the backend. And similar to that here also for an idea same, but name is different. Okay, so that is done. Now, before moving forward, one thing more notice that everything is like in the same line, because everything is in line, same line, in line. Label is also in line, input box is also in line. Everything is in line. Okay, everything is in line. Now, the next thing is that like I'll come here and do the div. Okay, I will have a div. So div is what? As I told, there are some block level elements, there are some inline element. So div is one of the block level elements. Div is one of the block level elements. So I'll do this div here and then I will move it like this. Okay. So I have moved it inside and I will have another div and move it like this also. Now you can see like both of them are coming in different line, because this is how we know. Next we'll learn about CSS. Next we'll learn about CSS, and there you will find like how we will make it beautiful. But right now we don't know CSS, so we are only using HTML. But still they are very good, very close. So we know one more tag which can have some space, that is a BR. I will add a BR also here, BR. I'll save it. Now it is like looking much more better. Okay, so that is it. Now it's time to learn more of forms, because forms is not ended here. Forms are a lot of other things are there in forms. Okay, so the next thing which I'm going to do is again a BR and a div I'm going to do, and a label I'm going to do, and 𝐴𝐷 message and message like this, and then we'll have something like a text area. So what is the text area? I'm going to say, but let me complete it. Message. False and rows I can remove. So one more thing to notice here is the text area is a and not a self-ending, like input box, BRHR, they're self-ending, but most of the tags are not self-ending, including the text area. So text area, again, the name is for the same thing and the ID and for should be same. So this text area, if you go in the text area, you'll find that okay, text area is like this thing. What is this resemble to? This resembles to a Facebook post, LinkedIn post, all those things. They are created using text area. When you write something in the Facebook, what you can do? You can write multiple things like this, multiple line. This is like multiple line, this like this you can write. So that is what is a text area is also very popular thing, although the styling is done through CSS. Now the again a very popular thing which all of you might have seen, yeah, in amazon.com. It is like there. I'm not going to visit amazon.com right now. My system is a bit I'm streaming, so it's a bit slow. So that is there. So I'll show how to do a drop down, which is very popular in Amazon, like to select something like a mobile band or something. Okay, so div is again I'll do, and I'll do a label of color and color. All right, and then all right, select here. Name is color, ID is color, and select is option is there. Value is red, red color, red, blue, blue, green, green, yellow, yellow. So like this I have. Let's save it. So this drop down will come, and this I can choose anything in it. Okay, so I can choose anything in it. So I choose the green color. Okay, so that is there. So again, this select box name is something we'll go to the backend. We'll see it is very important thing, and the ID and for are same. So this value is something which will go along it. So if I choose like this green color from in the backend, you'll see it will go like color equal to green, not green color. Whatever I write in the value, it will go like that. Okay, so that is there. Now we will look into some other very important thing, which is again you'll always find in Amazon and all, and that is the check boxes and the radio boxes. Check boxes and the radio boxes we're going to learn now. Okay, so especially the check boxes you find a lot in Amazon. Okay, so div I'll do, br I'll do, and then div I'll do, and then the h4. What do you own? And I'll have a input type check box name is good equal to vehicle 1 and value equal to bike and id equal to bike and table is there for and id is for bike, and here I write a bike. Let me explain it, but let me do the second one also, then I will explain it. Vehicle 2 um, 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 save it. Now you see this like checkbox. What do you want? Why it is showing like this? This is extra thing. So I can select one or I can select both of them. Again, a very common thing in Amazon.com. You go, you'll find like you search for mobile, you'll find like this. You will find out like vertically, like you can choose Apple mobile also. It will show only Apple mobile, but you want to see suppose Apple and Samsung mobile. Then you click on the Apple and Samsung mobile. It will show Apple and Samsung mobile. This is a very common thing in Amazon.com. It is very common. Okay, so this checkbox. And again, if you want to do multiple question answers, like if you like a lot of you give online exams, again this checkboxes are very common. And one thing which is different in checkboxes is that both of these checkboxes are treated differently. Like name is a very important thing. Here I've written vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. So when it will send to the backend, it will send like vehicle 1 equal to bike and vehicle 2 equal to car. If I selected both of them, so it will be sent as differently. And one more thing is that label can become after input. It doesn't matter because it will show like this. I want to show it like that. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is the radio box. Okay, radio box is again very important in one thing, to take one thing. If you want to take only one input from the user out of an option, it is like the radio box is used. So I'll do this div and like h4, and a very common thing of radio box is the gender. We cannot have more than one gender, so gender is taken like this. Okay, from the radio box. So gender, then input type will be radio, name equal to gender, value equal to male, id equal to male, like this, and label for is again for it will be actually male and it will be male. So like this it is there, and we copy it 2 times because we are going to cover all the genders. So female, 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 f should be capital, and o p h here other, 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 other. Save. Okay, so like this. If I go now, the difference between checkbox and radio box, again, I think most of you know this difference because all of you are using Amazon and Facebook from a long time. Okay, so male, if I do male, okay, if I do male, it is there. But the moment I do female, the male is gone. The moment I do other, the thing is gone. So you can choose only one of them. That's known as radio box. And one thing difference in the code also is that, see, if you see the name gender, it is all same. Here the name was different, vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. But here it is same because radio boxes are also known as radio box group. Radio box group. Okay, so everything will be like same. Okay, so this is also known as radio box group. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is in 2015 a lot more things were added. Lot more things were added. Okay, okay. So a lot more things were added in 2015, and let us understand like what some of the things which were added, because that is very cool. Like input is there. Okay. So this is a very good link in which you can find out all the input types. Okay, so all the input, and maybe I'll give this thing. This is a very cool thing. Okay, so input types. In 2015, a lot of different input types were added. Okay, so you can go through this link. Some of them are very important. Again, you don't have to learn everything. So I'll tell which is very important, and we have covered a lot of them actually. So which is important? There is a input type date. Actually, before 2015, it was very difficult to give the date. Okay, so I will come here and I'll use this date. Before 2015, we have to use some complicated JavaScript logic to give this thing. Okay, so br I'll do, and then div, and then this. Okay, only the thing is difference is that name it, type is date. Type is date. I'll save it, and you'll see the magic here. See this thing, a calendar appears. You have to write only this much line of a code in 2023 to get a calendar, and you can use anyway. Like you all might have used it in Facebook and all the site to give your date of birth. Okay, so you can give your date of birth using this. Okay, so like this, it is there. Okay, choose it. Okay, so like this, you can choose it. Okay, so this is like date. Okay, and one more thing, which I think it is very important, is like input type file. This is something which you might have seen in sites like Naukri.com and all, and you might be wondering, okay, so this is such a cool thing. I can upload my resume also. But in the front end, how do you do this cool thing? Again, very easy. Just like this input type file is there, you'll see all the things like is done by HTML. Like you like this is there. So like the browse button came automatically. I did the input type file. The browse button came automatically. I can like do it like, and then I can select anything like this. I can select it and it will go like this. This is there. So this is all the things which you have done, and we've done all the things in the form, but we need to submit the form. So how do we submit the form? So submit the form, we need a button. So buttons inside a form are like a bit special kind of. So what we are going to do, let me do one more thing. Okay, so button tag, I'm going to show a normal button also. Button like send, and there inside a form we have a special kind of a button, button, in which we have to give a type equal to bmid, type equal to submit. Inside a form we have a special type of a button in which we have to give a type equal to submit, and then a send. Okay, so like this is there. Now what is some like special in this button? Here I can click it, nothing is happening, because anyways much of the logic will be needed to be written by JavaScript. JavaScript was actually created to add some logic in the button. When you click a button, what should happen and all those things. Okay, but this is a special kind of a button which has one special thing, is a type of submit inside a form. So you see all these things. I filled the form actually completely, and I will click the submit. So closely look into two places, like one is this and one is this. I'll do the submit. The moment I do the submit, something got submitted and it got actually refreshed. It got refreshed. Okay, so let me cut it, and because I want to show what it was. So and then I will put it here, and maybe okay. So see, name equal to Nabendu is going. What is this name? this name equal to Nabendu, which I have written. Age equal to 40, which I have written. Then message is what? Message is again this name, this message equal to, it has gone something like this, because this is how it have to send to the backend, and some spaces were there, so this spaces goes like this. Then a very important thing is that how does the color go. So this color name color equal to whatever I have chosen, it will go, not green color. You see that thing, color equal to green has gone. And then the checkbox, as I was telling, vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 will go differently. Vehicle 1 equal to bike and vehicle 2 equal to car. It has gone like that. Then the gender is there. Now this gender is male. So for everything, only one which is chosen, it will go, like value will go. Then birthday and file has gone. So this is how it has gone. I will comment it out. I'll comment it out. Okay. So I will comment it out. So that is okay. Now we are going to see the last thing in HTML. Last thing in HTML we're going to see, and that is the most important thing. After that, we're going to start with CSS, and let me have one VR also here, and that is known as image tag. Okay, image tag will write, and images are very important. So img and src, I will show two ways to show images. Okay, so image has source and alt attribute. Image I will take from the famous unsplash.com site, in which you can get royalty free images. I don't want to take it from Google because they are not royalty free images. Okay, so royalty free images I will take, and which one I should take. Okay, so one sec. Okay, if you are able to see my screen, suddenly wait a sec. Suddenly one of my screen is out. So let me one sec. Okay, okay. So one of my screen is out. No problem. I'll do it. Okay. Okay. So you can see this image tag. This image tag is there, and in this image tag we have this is there. I'll download some image from unsplash.com. This one I will download, and I will go here and download maybe the medium one, and it is getting downloaded. And let me open this thing here, and it has got downloaded, and I will now run and splash. I'll do, and then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a images folder like this, and then go here, and I will drag this images folder inside it. Drag this images folder inside it. You can do, there is a lot of ways to do it. You can, like, you have to put it inside it. It's not required to make an images folder, but it's better to create an images folder. So I put it here. Then I want to show this image. So in the first way to show image is the images slash, like, put this, and this is like what is this? This is I want to tell what this image is. Like, this is my, like, like train. Maybe it is train. I don't know. It seems like a train. Okay, the other way. So this is called something. I forgot. Okay, so like maybe, yeah, okay. So the next image which is there, this image is there, which I will right click and copy image links. This is another way to show image. Copy image link. Although the first way is the better way, because you don't know when the image link will change. So I will paste it here. Alt, it is a whale, and it's a whale. Okay, so I will save it. Now I will come back here, close it. I'll come back here, and I will see both the images are being shown. Both of the images are being shown, and that is there. And now this image is quite big, so let us do something. We don't have much things here, and it's not a train, it is a, I think it's a ride. And we have a width property, width equal to 600 and height equal to 400. I'll do save it, and then I can see it like this. Okay, so like this it has been shown. So this is the way it has been done. You can show the images, but what is this like alt tag and all? What is this alt tag? So alt tag is something which is been like which is used when somehow the image is not able to load. So I cannot, like, sometime maybe internet connection goes away and the image is not being able to load. So that is one of the time. And here I cannot close my internet connection right now. I and another way, another thing is sometimes people give the wrong link. Like I will give the wrong link here. We'll save it. If you go, the will be shown. Okay. Actually, I don't like one thing here. Like this is the Firefox Developer Edition. So I will do one thing. Okay. So open it also in Chrome, because the alt tag is much better to see in the Chrome. Okay, because I want you all to see this thing. Why it is not coming? Why it is not coming? Okay, so this veil has been shown like there, and it is like, okay. So this is what I want to show you. This is a image, like broken image is being shown. A broken image is being shown. So this you might have seen. Okay, so this is how it is. A lot of new people have joined the call, so please do fill the attendance form if you have not filled it. So let me also tell, like, right now the electricity is not here, so but it's okay. I please, I'll write it. Please fill the attendance. Okay, so that is there, and I will stop the sharing. Please fill the attendance form, and next, the CSS will be started by my colleague Mosam. CSS will be started by my colleague Mosam, and please fill the attendance form if you have not filled it yet. Let me give again the attendance form. Please fill it. If you have not filled it yet, please fill it. It is necessary to fill both of the attendance form. Now, Mosam is there.
So, hello all, and a warm welcome to all of you on this special boot camp which we are conducting every Saturday. Every Saturday, you will not get this on any channel because we are conducting this on every Saturday. And I hope by the session, what so far you have seen till now is being knowledgeable, and it seems that what so far we have explained, that too in a basic language, that is a basic layman language, because we don't want this session to be a hi-fi. So that's the motto, so that you will also understand what we try to convey. So no, my name is Mosam and I will take care of the CSS part. After my session, Hari, my colleague, will take you through the JavaScript part. Okay, so let me have the by now, and we'll have the new folder CSS. Okay, so index.html is a file, and here now what is CSS? CSS is basically cascaded style sheet. Okay, and it is used to make the website decorative, attractive, beautiful. You can say in any method the website should attract the person. So that is the beauty, that is the requirement of the website, which is being managed by the CSS. Okay. Now CSS again is a tool which is managed by W3 School. So W3 School manages HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay. So today we will be taking care of HTML5 and CSS3. Okay, and in Java, in CSS. Okay. So once again, I hope my voice is audible to all of you, and also my screen is visible to all of you. Can someone please confirm in the comment section that yes, it is audible and clear? So I'm just, let me cross check from someone that it is audible. Am I audible to all of you? Can someone please confirm? And my screen is also visible to all of you. As per my understanding, it is okay. But let me have a understanding, have a thought from the peoples also. Can someone please quickly reply? Okay, thanks for the reply. Fine. So okay, so CSS is basically cascaded style sheet and it is managed by W3 School. The main purpose of CSS is to make the website decorative, attractive. Fine. Now, second thing is, what is the purpose of CSS? Now, CSS, I told you, is to make the website decorative, but the main purpose of CSS come into existence in 2015 when CSS Flexbox and CSS Grid come into existence, where the main motto is to make the website responsive. Okay, so with the help of CSS Grid and Flexbox, you can make your website responsive. Fine. Now let us start with the basic thing. Okay, so we'll have the basic functionality. CSS. And here, let me have H1 inline internal. So there are three ways in which you can add CSS. First one is inline, second one is internal, and the third one is external. Fine. Inline. What is inline? Inline means we apply CSS directly to the HTML element. Okay. So directly to the HTML element, we apply CSS. So this is called as an inline way of adding CSS. Fine. Now let us see the second one. What is second? In the second one is the internal. Now what is internal? Internal means internally we apply CSS directly to the HTML file. Okay, so this is the HTML file. Okay, and we apply CSS directly to this file. So that all is being managed by the internal way of adding CSS. Now, what is external? External means externally we are externally from, as I can say, from an external source we are applying CSS. So these are the three ways in which you can add CSS. Now, first, second, and third way. Now, out of these three way, inline is used, external is used, internal is used. All the three methods are used depending upon the criteria or depending upon the requirement. Okay. But the most commonly method which is used is the external way. So let us see how we are using it. So in the inline, I've told you inline. So in the same line, we have the color. Okay. Now let us have a go live. Okay. So inline means in the same line, we apply CSS directly to the HTML element. So HTML is HTML element. This is the CSS we apply. So that is all about the inline way of adding CSS. Okay. Now let us check out the second. Second one is the internal. So internal. So internal. Let us check out how we are adding. So we have the style tag, and the style tag we apply for h2 will have the background color to, let's say, blue, and we'll have the font color to, so you can see this is the second way in which we apply the CSS. Okay, now let us check out the third way. What is the third way? Third way is the external way. So for the external, let us create a file. Yeah, thanks, Hari. Oh, Hari. Okay, so let us check out the third way. Third way. For the third way, what we do, we just create a file.css. And this style.css, what do? We write the CSS. So we have the h3, the background color, and here I use a, so in this particular pattern, I have created a file, a separate CSS file, and I have targeted the h3 element with the property of background color. Now, what is happening? I am just saving the file, but currently it is not getting. But currently it is not getting reflected in the output. So for this thing, we need to have a link tag which is getting this happen. So if you see, there is a link tag which links our HTML file and the CSS file. Okay, so this is now happening because we have added the link tag. Now these are the three ways in which we can add CSS: inline, internal, and external. In the inline, we apply CSS directly to the HTML element. Internal, we apply CSS directly to the HTML file. And for the external, we create a separate file and there we write CSS. And with the help of this link tag, we link both the file and thus the CSS will write and it gets attached with the HTML. Okay, now second thing is what are the selectors. So here HT is the CSS selector. This entire thing inside the curly bracket is the property, is a declaration. Sorry, is a declaration. This is the property and this is the value. So that is how this thing will work. Now after this thing, if you have noticed here, I have added colors, background color, and background color. But in all the three background color, I have added background color in some different ways. Okay. So here also I can simply write the name of the color, but I have used a different color. I have used a different pattern where I try to show the color. So why I have done that is because I just want to tell you that this is a way where you can add colors. Okay, so let us see what are the ways in which you can add colors. So because CSS is all about colors and nothing else, so there are so many ways in which you can add colors. So first thing, so here we have HTML color codes. HTML color picker. Okay, so these are the two sites which is being managed by W3 School. So here, as I told you, W3 School manages the HTML and CSS part. So we are referring the same website also because for any language, if you want to learn any language, the official documentation is the best source to learn any language, and we are referring that only. So here, if you see, we have this HTML color picker. Okay, so here you can pick any color. So you have your hexadecimal code, you have your RGB code, you have your HSL code. Okay, and see. Similarly, you can pick any color here from here. So you can see RGB. You can see here hue, saturation, and where is it? Lightness. So here you can have the RGB code. So you can have the HSL hexadecimal code. You can have the RGB code. You can have the HSL code. Now, what is these all about? So first thing is you can write the color. You can add the color by simply typing the name of the color. Okay, first thing is all. Second thing is you can use a hexadecimal format. Okay, you can use a hexadecimal format. And in this hexadecimal format, once again, and in this hexadecimal format, you have the format where you can have a hash symbol, and after hash symbol, you can have 6 alpha numeric characters, and the range of that character starts from 0 to 9. Fine. So this is how it goes like that. Now after this thing, where the first two letter represents the red color, the second two letters represent the green color, and the third two letter represents the blue color. So it is RGB, means red, green, and blue. So this is how it goes like that. Now, third pattern is simply the pure pattern, which is a RGB pattern. Okay. So you can have this thing here. So this is RGB pattern. And here you can have the range of the RGB pattern starting from 0 to, so this is all out 0, uh, 255, 255, 255. So the range of the RGB starts from 0 to 255. So you can have a color. You can prepare any color, okay, with the help of these three shades. Fine. So this is what about RGB. Fine. Now after this thing, we have a different kind of color format where you can have the HSL value. Okay. HSL. HSL where H stands for hue. Okay. H stands for hue. S for saturation. L for lightness. So hue contains the colors. Colors means RGB format. Saturation contains the sharpness. Okay. And lightness contains the brightness. So that is all about the HSL pattern. Okay. RGB pattern and the hexadecimal pattern. Fine. Now, after this thing, let us have, okay, so here the second way. So as I've told you, there are around 140 color names which you can simply type it. So these are the 140 color names which you can simply type it and write. Similarly to red, green, blue, black, orange, purple, red. So you can have this thing also. Now after this thing, let us see the let us have understanding of some basic font properties. So for this thing, we have a lorem content. Okay. Now in this lorem content, for you have, let us have some basic font properties which we apply to this lorem. So we have paragraph, and here we have the font size of, let's say, 30 px. And after font size, let us check out the text transform to uppercase, decoration to underline, and we have letters spacing to, let's say, 10 px. Similarly, we have word spacing to 11 px. Okay, so here we have font weight to, let's say, 11 px. bold, and we have line height to, let's say, 1.5 rem. Let me change this to 3.5 rem. Okay, so here these are some basic font properties. Okay, what I have written, all these are some basic font properties which have the font size. All you know what is font size. Okay, second one is text transform. So here all the content what you have written is has converted into the uppercase, means the capital letter. Third one is a text decoration. Text decoration. So in the text decoration, we have the underline kind of a thing where all of your content will gets underlined. Okay. Now after that we have letter spacing. Letter spacing means the spacing between the letters. So we have the value of letter spacing will be 10 px. And after that we have word spacing. Word spacing means spacing between the words. So we have the value of 11 px. And font weight. Font weight means the boldness of the font. So we have the font weight as bold. Line height. Line height means spaces between the lines. So these spaces is of a line height property. Okay, so this is all about some basic font properties. Now let me add the font family. Okay, so by default, before adding the font family, the browser is using their by default set of font. Okay, now here what is happening? We have given the let's wait for a minute. Please wait for a minute. Okay, so 1 second. Okay, so here by default, what is happening? That browser currently is using their by default set of font what has been given here. Now, here, if we want to change the font, we need to use font family. Now, what is font family? Font family here in this week, with the help of this font family, we can use the font what is with up to our wish. Okay. So here the first font is the Arial font, which is the primary font, and the second and third font are the secondary font, which is the Helvetica and the sans serif. Now, what is this all about? Okay. So here the primary font is the Arial font. So if suppose that Google Chrome does not support the Arial and the Arial font, so it will automatically pick up the next available font, which is the Helvetica font and the sans serif font. Okay. And second thing, if let's say Microsoft Edge does not support Arial and Helvetica font, so it will automatically pick up the next available font, which is the sans serif font. So this is what all about the font family. Now, after this, there are Google fonts also available. So as you know, these days Google are now into our each and every part of our life. So Google have introduced their font also. So let us check out that also. We have Google fonts. Let us check out those Google fonts. What they say. Okay. So this is the Google font. So let us check out. Uh, 1 second. Let us check out a good font. So there are a number of fonts are available in Google Font also. So based on your requirement, based on your choice, you can have it. Okay. So let us check out the specific code. We have the Pacifico font, and in this Pacifico font, you can see this type of content will look like this. Okay. So no need to use our brain. Simply select and here and just copy it and put it in the CSS file. That now here, if you remember, Pacifico is the name of the font. So comment out. Again, we use the font family and Pacifico. So see, this is how our content looks like that. Okay. Now let me have all these things. This is how our contents look like that. So that is why it is called as Google Fonts, because it actually changed the entire look of the website. Okay. So that is the reason it is being used a lot. Okay. So all these fonts, what we have seen earlier, okay, means the Arial font, Helvetica font, sans serif font, Times New Roman, Times Roman, all these are basically the traditional fonts. And now what is happening currently? Google font are being used a lot. Okay. So that is the need why Google font are being used a lot. So that is why it is requested to use, it is advised to use Google fonts. Okay. Because most of the sites, or I can say 99% of the sites are being watched in Google Chrome, and the reason is why it is being said like that. Okay. Now after that thing, let us check out the, okay, let us have another paragraph. Okay. So we have P lorem of oh, very good. Now, what is happening here? If you see, this second paragraph also follows the set of styles what we have given here. So you can see the output like that. This is following the same thing also. But we don't want this thing. But we don't want this thing to happen. Why? Because I wish to have this font, this particular line in a different style, in a different font. So, but what is happening? There is no categorization, there is no differentiation, there is no bifurcation that which set of style is given for which paragraph. So for this thing, what to do here? So, okay. So classes and IDs have introduced. Okay. So let us check out what are classes and what are IDs. Okay. So for this thing, we have a class top, ID bottom. Okay. So here we have a classes and IDs. Now what are classes and what are IDs? So classes and IDs both are used to target the HTML element. The main purpose is to target the HTML element. Fine. Now, second thing. Second thing is same class can be used multiple times. Means the class top, I can use top in as many times as I wish. But ID can only be used one time. ID means bottom. I can use the ID bottom only one time. So this is a limitation between the classes and the IDs. Okay. Now, dot is used to highlight the class. Okay. And hash is used to highlight the ID. So this is again a second thing which is here. Fine. Now after this thing, let us see, let us see how we are implementing both. So we have P dot Now, this particular set of style will applies to the first paragraph. Okay. Now, for the second one, let us use the ID. Bottom font size of 30px. Okay. So there it goes that this we are using with the help of ID. Okay. Now I can use this top as much as I want, but I cannot use this bottom. I can use this bottom means ID bottom only a single tag. So that is the limitation. Okay. Now after this thing, let us check out the box model. Now what is a box model? So a box model, a box kind of a thing. It's a so for a box model contains of four things. So first one the content. After content we have padding. Padding after padding we have border of let's say 3p. Border we have margin of let's say. Okay, so this is all about the box model. Now a box model contains of four things. Okay. First one is the content. Okay, first one is the content. Second one is the padding. Third one is the border, and fourth one is the margin. So this is the whole what about the box model kind of a thing. Okay. Now here, what is the padding? What is the meaning of padding? Padding means the internal space, or I can say the space outside the content. Please focus on the cursor. The space outside the content is called as a padding, and it is being I can say it is count in all the directions. So this is what about the padding. Now after this padding we have border. Border is clearly very much visible. You can have the border here. As soon as I have written border 3px, border 3px width comes on all the sides. After this border we have margin. Now what is this margin? Margin means the outer space. Outer space means the space outside the border. This is called as a margin. Now, padding is used for internal space. Margin is used for external space. So this is the thumb rule of padding and margin. Now, after this padding and okay, so there are some shortcuts which we generally use for padding and margin. Let us check out. So we have in the left of let's say can px. Minute. So we have padding the top left top bottom of let's say okay. Now what is happening here? Okay, so left side of padding of 10px. So this is of 10px, top 20px, this is 20px, bottom 30px, this is 30px, right 40px, so this is the 40px. Okay, so this is how it goes like that. Fine. Similarly, we can have for margin also. So let us check out the margin also. Margin top of, let's say, 40 px, margin left of, let's say, 30 px, margin bottom of, let's say, 20 px. Okay, so here if you see, we have for margin top, margin left, margin bottom, and margin right. So we have this thing for all the four sides. Okay, so this is how you can calculate padding and margin. Now after this thing, here if you have noticed, there is also another way which is used a lot for padding and margin. So if I use padding of 20 px and 40 px and margin for, let's say, 40 px and 20 px. So let us check out how it goes like that. So padding 20 px, 20 px is for top and bottom, 40 px is for left and right. Similarly, if you have a margin 40 px, margin 40 px, 40 px is for top and bottom, and 20 px is for left and right. So it goes like that also. Okay. So there are three ways in which you can add padding and margin. Now after this padding and margin, let us check out the styling of list. Okay, so let us see the styling of it. But before proceeding further for the styling of list, let me have the structure first. So we have a div h2 ul li. This is the structure of styling of list. Let me comment out this thing. Oh, sorry. Li into 6. Perfect. But 1 second. Oh, it is taking the. Okay, so like that. Oh, this S2 is in a wrong way. So let me recreate the structures. So we have a div H2, or let's say H3. We have UL li into fixed greater than way. So this will be the exact structure. Okay. Now, div, this is the parent div. We have H2. We have the header category, and after this header, we have a UL li, and here we don't want the click functionality. We write hash, and we have some red, green, black, purple, orange. So these are the color names what we have written. Now, this particular list we will do the styling with the help of CSS. Now here, let us have some classes. So we have a div. In this div, let me have a parent class. CATEGORIES categories. So this is the parent class categories. Now what we do, we will pick each and every class, or I can say each and every component element, and we will do the styling. Fine. So for this thing, let us start with this parent class. So here what we do, dot categories. And here we first have a border of, let's say, 3px followed with the black. The ultimate goal is that it looks good, looks beautiful, looks decorative. So the main purpose is like that. So we have border, and after border, let us use a border radius property of, let's say, 10px, so that the sharp edges have turned into the curved ones. And let us have some padding at 20px. That content comes around in the center. And after this padding, let us apply the font family also. Font family of font we have imported Pacifico. Okay. Now, let us use text transform to uppercase. Nice. And okay, whatsoever is left, we will cover in between. We will add in between. So let us pick up the next thing. Got categories H2 ESC text align center and we'll change the color to OR orange, right? Fine, so that it looks in a different color. Now after that, let us have dot categories and we target the UL with a padding of 0 so that it comes towards the left, and we'll use ls to none so that this dots will get removed. And what we will target after it, so dot categories anchor tag text decoration to none, and the font color will change to black now. Okay. So this is how it goes like that. And after that, what will dot categories L I, and we want a space of margin in the bottom of, let's say, 20p x, and our bottom also looks good of, let's say, 1p x dotted with blue wallet color so that it looks nice. Now what else we can? Okay, so let us add a hover property also. So hover property means what categories and the tag and the background color will change to yellow as soon as I, oh no, I need to add hover. As soon as I hover means I move the mouse on the content. See, background color is changing to yellow, and let us have increase in the font size to, let's say, 19 px. Oh, sorry. So little increase in the font size looks good because as soon as you are hovering, users will also have experience that yes, I am currently here. Okay, so that is all about the styling of list. Here, if you have noticed, we have picked up each and every element and have added some styles. So that is all about from my side. Okay. Now my colleague Hari will take you through the basics of JavaScript. So, hi Hari.
Hi, sir. Thank you, sir. Just a minute. Yeah. Can you able to hear my voice? Is my voice and video is clear, right? Yeah. Okay. 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 So we can start our class with JavaScript. So the next 1 hour, we're going to see about what is JavaScript and how it is working and everything that basic things that you want to get towards JavaScript. We're going to discuss that. And after that, we're going to discuss about React.js. The next 1 hour, we're going to discuss about what is React.js and how it is working and everything we're going to discuss about React.js. We're going to discuss it. Okay. So that's what we're going to see for the next 1 hour. And before we getting started into the class and we're going to see what is JavaScript and how it is working, I just want to clear my side that we're going to see JavaScript for 1 hour and React.js for 1 hour. Okay, so the next 1 hour. So it is the most fundamental things that you going to learn about why we actually need JavaScript and why we actually recommend a library called React.js and why you want to learn that and everything, every aspect that we're going to see in the 1 hour. Okay, it's not that if you watch this entire 1 hour, then you will become an master in JavaScript and after you will become a master in React.js. It is not that kind of promises. Okay, it is completely not possible. It is going to be give you an idea that why the the question is right. Why we need JavaScript, why React.js, why so much of jobs opportunities in React.js, why. So we're going to clear that one and we're going to see the basics fundamentals, what is the actual purpose of these things, JavaScript and React.js, and we're going to discuss that one. Okay, so that is the that is what we're going to cover it in the next 1 hour. Okay, and about the attendance form, you will get the third attendance form in between or at last of the meet you will get it. Okay, so in some time, so it will generated in the chat box, so you can see that during the time I will inform it. Okay, so don't ask for attendance form in between that time. Okay, so let's focus on it. So before getting into the class, I just want to ask you two questions to just interact with you and to understand what kind of audience that right now we have in this workshop. So before getting into that, how many of you know about JavaScript? Like I do some projects or little 1 or 2 projects I have been done in JavaScript and I know the basics things and everything. How many of you like that? And how many of you are entirely new? I'm just coming here. This is the first time I want to become a web developer and I'm coming from different domain. I don't know anything about JavaScript. I'm entirely new. How many of you like that? Okay, so if you are new, just tell it I'm new or I'm a beginner in the chat box. Or if you are already know something and you've done some little bit project, just type basics. That's enough. Okay, so type it fast, then only we can move on to the next thing and everything. Okay, so type it in the chat box. Okay, so meanwhile what I going to do, I just going to create a folder. Okay, so this is the folder we're going to work with, and here I just open it with VS Code. That's it. Okay, and you can able to see this restream, right? So the screen, right? So you can able to see the multiple things. Okay, so you can able to see the multiple things, right? So you can able to see this one, right? So this is the place where I will come and see your chats and everything. Okay, Priyanka Patel, thank you. So you know about the basics things. That's good. That's well good. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, so what we're going to teach in the next 1 hour, is it really helpful for the next 1 hour? Yes, absolutely. If you already know about the basics and the concepts and everything also, the purpose, how it is working, the JavaScript, how it is working, when how can only the one language, JavaScript is the only language that is in front end, that is going to be interact with the browser. So no one is asking me to, like, you don't want JavaScript, right? So everyone asking you to learn JavaScript when you want to become a developer, right? So why JavaScript, why not other languages, why JavaScript it is? So what is the purpose actually behind that? So we need to learn that, right? So that is the one thing that we're going to first clear it out. And if you have any jargons, like you came up of in just you get it on the internet, like JavaScript is tough, JavaScript is weird, JavaScript is like so much of things is there. JavaScript is related to Java and JavaScript are both are same, like that. If you have any doubts and any jargons that in your mind, just tell it in the chat box, that also. So we will clear that doubt also in between the classes. Okay, so tell it in the chat box if you have came up across with some jargons. Okay, so tell that one so that we can able to discuss and we can clear it. Okay, so let's see that and we get into the JavaScript class and we will discuss what we can do. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just going to inside this folder we're going to create 3 files. One is for HTML file, so I just named it as index.html with HTML extension, and another one is for style.css. It's a CSS file. And finally, I just going to create and separate file for JavaScript. So I'm going to name it as app.js. So JS is the extension for JavaScript. So if you want to work with the JavaScript, then you need to use this JavaScript extension. So .js is an extension for saving file. And once you've done, that is completed. So now what I'm going to do, so here in this index.html, I will create a boilerplate. You can see there's a boilerplate is created, and I'm going to do an h1 tag, and I just give an universal welcome, hello world. Okay, and I just going to open it with live server. Click open it with live server. So this is actually the normal HTML, right? So what is CSS? Well, the CSS is the style part of a website. So if you want to style a website, you can apply here. For example, I just say body, the entire body tag, and here I just going to say background color, and I'm going to name it as something like this. And if I save it, you can see it is not working. Why it is not working? Because it is a CSS separate file. It is in a separate file. We need to link this separate file with our base HTML, right? So we need to do this. How can we do it? Well, we know that go for index.html, and here just give the link tag, okay, and link the CSS. So you need to give the relationship. It is a style sheet, and href is what is the file name that you want to link it. And here it is a style.css. I'm linking it. Now it is applying, right? So now let us comes to JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? HTML is going to be the structure of a website, and CSS is going to be the style of a website. And what is app.js? Like, what is JavaScript is going to do? Well, JavaScript is going to, it is going to be the interaction. So whatever the interaction that you are making, okay, so based on the interaction, the website need to change it, that dynamically it need to change it, right? If you are clicking something, so it happens something, it need to change the content of the HTML. If you are go and click a drop down, so it need to produce a drop down menu. If you are clicking a button and entire div is produced, those things, okay? So the interaction, the live, so giving a live to a website, right? So that's what JavaScript is doing. So HTML is the structure, and CSS is going to be the color, like we can say the alignment, color, how it is looking, right? And app.js, like JavaScript, is going to be the functionality, or I can say the interaction and dynamicity of a website. We'll discuss this later, what is exactly JavaScript doing and how it is doing. We'll discuss it, okay? Interaction and dynamic of and website, that's what it is doing, right? So now then what I need to do, I need to link my app.js, this file separate, it is in a separate file. I need to link my app.js with the HTML, because HTML file is the one I want to make them the more interactive, more dynamic, right? So which file I want to make them giving, I want to give a life to that static website, then I just want to link it. So how can I link it? Simply here in this index.html, like how you are linked with a link tag. For JavaScript, we have script tag. So you need to use the script tag and you need to link with. So how can I use it? Well, here you can see the body tag, right? So the most recommended way is you can add the JavaScript at the bottom of your body. You can see the body, and here it is the end of a body, and here you can link it. Why I want to link it in body tag? Because most commonly you came up with what are the external links that you are linking with. We will link it in the head tag, right? So why we are linking JavaScript in the body tag? Well, it is a good practice. You can able to link your JavaScript in the head also, but it is not an recommended way. So why body linking in the body, bottom of the body is recommended way means, just imagine I want to add a functionality. If someone clicks a button, I need to change any HTML element or CSS. I just want to change the background color, right? So for doing that, I need to have button first, and also I need to run my entire CSS, right? So it should be run. So simply, before JavaScript is going to execute something, JavaScript code going to execute, the HTML and CSS file need to be loaded in the internet, right? In the website, it just want to load it, just want to load inside it. Then only I can able to interact with them, right? Just imagine before HTML and CSS, the JavaScript code started to run means, then what will happen? Just what will happen? Most of the functionality will not work. And also JavaScript is a little bit heavy, like if you add more number of links and a heavy working task in the head tag, it's slow down your website. Okay, so it is a good practice to add your JavaScript file at the bottom of the page. So here in the body tag, you can add it here. So what is the tag that you want to use? It's going to be script, and you need to use this src, like image src, you need to use here, and here you need to add it. So how can you add it? How can I add it? Simply tell the name app dot, which if it is in the same directory, you just tell app.ds and just link it, save it. Okay, so it will be saved. How can I know that whether my JavaScript file is linked or not? Because in CSS, we will say like background color is changed to some other things, right? So we will change it and we can see the result, right? So okay, so it is linked, then that's what it is, just changing the color. If it is not linked, then it is not able to change the color, right? So same like that, I need to test whether my app.js is just linked or not. How can I know that whether it is successfully linked or not? So for that only we have browser tools to check with the things and all. So here we're going to see about some of the browser tools that is going to be helpful for us. So for seeing the browser tools, just right click and click on this inspect. Okay, go for the website and click on inspect any website. If it is not your website, it is hosted in your on the internet, you can go and see that. You can able to see all the browser tools and all the information about that website you can able to get. Same like that, here I just click this inspect. So these all are browser tools. So what is browser tools and why how it is going to be helpful? Well, these browser tools are going to be helpful for developing the website. It is very easy, like it is very useful. So for example, here you can see there are so much of browser tool will be there, right? So I just explained these two only, elements and console, and we have application, source and network. Each of the browser tool has specific things that it will give something that gives some information about the website, and you can able to change it, you can able to work with. And what is this element? First browser tool, what is the element we are getting? Well, this elements is still wall is just going to render all our HTML code here and all our CSS code here. Okay, you can able to see a head tag is there. If I click it, you can able to see the title with the document is there, right? You can able to see it, right? And here I just close down here, you can able to see the body tag. If I click the body tag, you can able to see our h1 is there, and you can notice that if I hover the element, you can able to see the selected element will be hovered here like this. You can see it will be hovered, and if you click it, you can able to see all the styling of the element, particular element. You can see the h1 particular element. By default, if you create a h1, it will create a bigger heading. If you create a h2, it will create a smaller heading, right? So likewise, that is a default CSS, right? So what we can able to do, we can able to write CSS here itself. Okay, it will be really helpful, and we can able to write the CSS here itself. How can we write? Well, for example, if you are a beginner, you will notice that if you want to align something at a particular place, for example, you want to align this hello world. Okay, you just want to give a margin left. Okay, you need to align it to here, where exactly this place. Okay, I just want to align it. So what we will do, normally we just go for our CSS and we will give h1 tag and we will give 80 and we just say margin left 80 pixel and save it. Okay, it will comes here, but I want here, so let me increase it 100 pixel. Let's save it. Okay, it will now here, I want here, so I just go for 150 pixel. Now it is so far away, so I just want to come below. I just say 130, and now it is little bit close, and just go for 120. And okay, so 120 is more or less accurate, it will be there. This is what we will do, right? So you don't want to do like this. If you want to align and everything like that, just go come here, just click here, just come to and click here, and you can able to see what is the margin left property and what is the property that you have given, and you can just increase here itself, and it will change where which place that you want to align and what is the pixel that it is going to align. For example, if I want to align here, I just want to still, okay, I just want to give a margin led property for 437 pixel. So what can I do? I just go here and I can just say 437 pixel like this, and I can save it, and it will be saved. And whatever the change that you are making here, it is a temporary, it is not a permanent. Okay, it is a temporary. Not only for this, and you can able to see this margin property, padding property and all, right? So this is a box model, and you can able to see what is the margin of the things, padding of the things and everything you can able to see here, and you can able to see computed, and here you can able to see all the each and every your global what can I say, the site settings, your font family, your margin property, and what is the display, the most common display it is used, what is the font weight, and what is the margin start, margin end, whatever the property that you have used, it will computed all the values and it will be here, and it will be easy to understand. If you have any bugs or errors in layouting things, you can come here and you can change it here, so you can able to understand here, and you can see the layout, and you can able to see here it will be useful for the grid if you work with grid box and flex box, and you can able to see how it is layered and how it is structured and everything. Here the layout will be helpful, and so much of other option will be there, event listener and DOM breakpoints, and these are all something related to JavaScript. We will discuss it. So right now what we want, this is an first one that is useful for creating elements in HTML and CSS, and you can able to see here the console, right? So what is a console? A console is nothing but a place where the errors, warnings, and everything will be thrown. For example, right now you can able to check. I need to check my app.js is successfully linked with index.js, right? So if I give some file like app, like something like this file, and if I save it, you can able to see it is throw an red color, right? So in program, if it is red color, it's something dangerous, it's an error. So it's telling that something fish is happening in your website, just look into it. So what is happening? It's telling that this particular file app.js is not there. So in this line of, you can able to see which file it is throwing error. Index.html is the file name, and you can see the colon, and what is the line number? It is 15. So index.html is the file name, and you can able to see the line number here. So this is the number. It is, we are getting this error. Okay, so that is why we are getting this error. I just click here, and now what I'm going to do, I just want to look into here. So if I say app.js and if I save it, you can see nothing is there, right? And don't care about this yellow color one, right? So yellow color is one is like warning. Okay, so this is not from our side, it is because of the browser that some of the extension that I haven't installed, so it is giving the error for that extension. Okay, so it is not working, it is showing that that extension is not working. Okay, so that is why it is throwing us warning. You don't want to care about here. You can able to see this one, right? Just click it, it will be clear that thing. Okay, that's what it want to do. And if you are linked correctly, there is no error will be there. Okay, to check it, what you can do, here this place console, right? So the console is the most dynamic place. So whatever you are giving in the console, it will give the result of that. Okay, for example, if I say 3 plus 9, and if I ask it, it will give the result of it. 3 plus 9 is 12, and if I say 169 plus something, it will give the result of it. So whatever you are giving in the console, it will just print the result, the value of that particular printed value. It is going to do it. So this place, this console.log, right? This place, this console, we can able to access this console in our JavaScript file with the help of a method called console.log. console.log. So what is console.log? Console.log is a default method. Okay, so right now understand what is method. Method is something is going to do some actions. Okay, so that is, just understand that one. So this is one of the method that is available in JavaScript, that is available, and with the help of console.log, we can able to access this place. Okay, we can able to access this place in our in our JavaScript file itself. For example, I just call console.log, and here, and you can notice that here I just give double slash double slash. What is this? This is a sync comment. Okay, so what is a comment? Well, in HTML you have discussed, right? So if you use the comment for HTML, it is like close the small arrow, apostrophe, and give two dash. Likewise, it will work, right? So what is this? This is going to be a single line comment. So those comments are for specifically for developers, and it will not useful. It will not, those whatever you are writing in that, it will be ignored by the browser. It will not render it. Okay, so that's what it will do. So that is why I'm using comment for writing some English words, paragraphs, and all. I just using comments to write, to give some notes. That's what it is. Okay, but here if I don't give comment, it is a code. Okay, so whatever we're going to write, it is JavaScript going to read that one. But if I write double slash, JavaScript will ignore this code. It is just like a notes for writing it. Okay, so here the console.log we are given, and whatever we're going to give inside this log, whatever we're going to give inside this console.log method. Okay, so it is going to be, the result of this is going to be shown in here. For example, I just going to tell 6 plus 9. So what is the 6 plus 9? Well, you can see that what has happened when I write 6 plus 9 here. it will give the result, right? Same like that, this space is something like writing here itself. Okay, so whatever the value that we are giving here, what you are passing here, it is going to show the result in the console. You can able to see the console.log. I asked for 6 plus 9 and I saved it. You can able to see it is producing 15. And if I just give 90 and if I save it, you can see it is producing as 96, right? So that's what it is. That's what actually sorry, that's what it will do, right? So that's what simply it will do the work. So whatever you are giving, it will be useful, it will be show here. And why it is going to be useful? Well, this console.log, we're going to use it for so much of purpose. This is for debugging purpose specifically. So what is meant by debugging, right? You are writing some code in JavaScript and you need to know whether that you have returned some code that is understandable by the JavaScript or like understandable by the browser or not. Okay, so whether you need to confirm, for example, you want to add 2 things. Okay, you need to add 2 things and you need to check whether it is successfully added or not, right? So during that time you can use the console.log to check whether it is successfully added or not in the computer, it is added or not, like that you can able to check it. Okay, so that's what console.log will do. Okay, so that is all about console.log, and this is the some of the prerequisites that you need to learn before getting into the program, before start to write. Okay, you just want to learn this one, that's what it is. Okay, now that's it, right? So if you have any questions, you can ask it in the chat box. I will come and I will reply it in here. Okay, so you can tell it here. Fine. So now what we're going to do, we're going to discuss about what is JavaScript. Okay, so this is the one thing that we're going to discuss. So what is JavaScript? Why it is needed? Is that without JavaScript, can I able to write code and can I able to create a website? Yes. Answer is yes. Without JavaScript, you can able to create a website. Yes. But with JavaScript, you can able to create a website more speed and I can say like more dynamic, more user interface, like that. Without website, it is like some old school website. So building a website for in 90s. Okay, so that's what it is. That's what without JavaScript you are building some website. Let I explain that how it is work. For that we need to understand how the web works. Okay, so here I'm just going to say about if you want to create a website or a web app. Okay, anything you want to create a website or web app, it is categorized into 2 parts. Okay, so it is categorized in coding. When it comes to code, it is categorized into 2 parts. One is the front end development and another is going to be the back end development. Okay, so what is this? It is categorized into 2 parts. One is the front end and another one is the back end. Okay, so what is front end and what is back end? Well, the front end and the person who is doing front end is called as front end developer and back end is called as back end developer. Okay, so what is the role of front end? What is the work I want to do in front end? So front end is nothing but it is called as client side work. What is this? Client side work. So what is meant by client? Client is nothing but the person who is using the website and a person who is giving website to design, like the person who's end user, he is going to be the client. Just imagine how the website is looking. The front end developer role is to make the website more clean and neat, and how the website is looking, like the user interface. What is the how it is looking? For example, let us, if you are right now you are watching in YouTube, right? So let us take the user interface of YouTube. Right now they have changed the user interface by giving some curved within I think 2 months. Last 2 months they have changed the user interface. They added some gradients and they added some rounded corners at the scrolling things, right? They have added so much of things, right? So that is what the front end developer role. So basically how the website is looking, that is what the front end developer role. And what is going to be the back end developer? So the back end developer is going to be the logical part of a website. What is logical? What is the logical part? So if you are creating a website, every website or web app, they're going to have a logical part. For example, if it is YouTube, what is the logic behind YouTube? Someone can upload the video and someone can watch the video, right? So that is the logic, right? So people can upload videos of their channel, and people who subscribed or who like, they're just going to watch their video and they get some information. And based upon the watching, they're going to show them some ads, and it is going to produce them, right? So it's going to just show it them. That's what's going to happen. That's a logical part. So if it is tough to understand, let us consider you are creating a website, normal website, a portfolio website, right? So what is the front end part and what is the back end part for a portfolio website? So front end part is how the website is looking and how the project section, experience section, and everything is aligned. So that is going to be the front end part. Then what is going to be the backend part? Well, the backend part is going to be you give a contact form, right? So contact us to communicate with us, to contact us. So what you need to do? Well, you need to they will tell their email ID. You will enter some input box, and you will ask the name and the email ID of a person. And if you click it, what will happen? Either you will directly towards your mail, you send the mail towards that, or what will happen? You will store those data in somewhere else. For example, you want to create a newsletter website, so someone comes to your website, they can sign up for your newsletter. So what you want to do, you just collect the data and store it in somewhere, right? So that is the logic behind it. So that is what logical part of a website. So if I say logical part of a website, it's all about something that is involved with the data and server. Okay, let's see what are what are the tech stack that I want to use for create a front end application and for back end application. Okay, for front end, okay, so you need to use the HTML and CSS. We will discuss that. For creating a neat user interface, to clear user interface, you need to use the HTML for structure and CSS for the base. And for backend, if you want to create a backend application, then what you want to create? Well, you want to work with the server, okay, and you need to work with the database. So what is a server and what is a database? I don't know what is server and database, right? So server is nothing but it is the ones that serves your file in internet. So at last you completed your website, okay? So right now you can able to see we are serving our this file HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in the local host. So local host is a local, your computer, so you can able to see it in your computer only. It is not in internet, right? It is in your computer only, so only you can able to see it. So how can I host my website? If I hosted my website, I need to run so much of things, right? So what is server is? Server is nothing but it will communicate, it just getting the request and response, okay? It is communicating between the user and the database, and it is the one that will serve your files throughout the internet, like a delivery guy, okay? So it just takes the information and go through for the logic, and it will give it simply. If you go to Google and you are going for Google and you are asking for something, for example the web dev, and you are asking for YouTube, what will happen means the server, the Google server, it will take the request, okay? So a person is come to my website and he is asking for YouTube, and the request is taken, and it will go for the database and it will search in the database. So what is a database? A database is called as the storage unit, okay, where all the informations are stored. If you are creating a blog website, your blogs need to be stored in somewhere. If you are creating an e-commerce website, your products details should be stored in somewhere. Your customer details need to be stored in somewhere. So they are considered as databases, the place where we will store the information that we want, right? And whenever we want, we can give it. So right now you are asking in Google YouTube, so what will happen? It will go and check for any website that in the name of YouTube is available or not. If it is available, it will just take the website and again come to it, just travel through the internet, and the server takes the response and it will come and display in the front end. That's what it will do. So let us see a real world example. I just go for Wikipedia. I think everyone know about Wikipedia. It is an article providing website. I just go here, and you can able to see by default which file it is. You can able to see it is not local hosted. It has domain and hosting. They purchased it. So you can see enwikipedia.org is the domain name. And what is going to happen? This is the file path. Right now we are in Wikipedia, the information, the source information about Wikipedia. And if I ask for Tor, and if I ask for it, you can see the pages get reloaded and it is producing information about Tor. So what has happened? And you can able to see the file is also, the endpoint is also changed to Tor. So what has happened? Simply the request is taken. The server takes the request, what you have given. The server takes the request and it will travel through the internet, and it will go for the Wikipedia's database and search for if any information that is related to Tor is available in our database or not. If it is available, then it will take that information and it will come back to the user interface, and it will change the user interface according to that. That's it. That's what it will do it. So it will do it. So that is all about the server and database and how it is working, how the server knows if I search something, it will take it. So for that only in backend, we need a programming language. We need a programming language. So there are so much of backend programming language will be there. And right now JavaScript is also, we can use JavaScript in backend also. Okay, we will discuss that later. So we have a programming language and we will program it. If someone in the input box, if they will give something and they will press enter, or if they press the key button, or they just click the button, then what you need to do, you need to take that entered value and go for my server and search in the database and look for the related matched keywords and just come here and just display it. So this is what the backend work will do. Okay, so with the help of programming language, we can able to communicate with the server and database. Okay, so it's what all about. And is that server we need to learn? No, it is not learning thing. It is something you can buy it. Okay, so if you want to create a small website, so you can just buy server from the third party servers, or if you want to creating a startup, then you will own server. Like you just want to build a server. Okay, so you just want to build a server in the, like in movies, you can able to see a big box connected with some of the wires. So much of wires will be there. Just type it in Google server, Amazon server, like that. Type it in Google, you can get some of the images. Okay, so they have so much of racks and they are so much of things is connected with wires, and a dedicated person will be there to work with the servers and things and everything. Okay, if Google server, you know that, right? So if Google is down, the whole internet is down. That's what it is, right? So then imagine how much of people that Google is serving towards the internet. So that much of space is needed, that much of servers are needed, so they built it out. Okay, so either you can buy it and you can use it. And database is also something like that. You can buy from the third party one, and or you can you just buy it from other persons, and you can just use like a storage in it, like a memory card. You just buy something and you will store something there, right? So same like that here, it is wireless and we just have access to it, and it will store in somewhere in the place of database storage in it. It's just going to store it in that. Okay, it depends upon it. Okay, so that's what the backend will do. So then where is JavaScript? Well, JavaScript is useful for backend because we need a programming language in backend. In 1995, when JavaScript was introduced, it is introduced for backend. Without HTML and CSS, with HTML and CSS, the front end is completed. We need a server, that is we will buy from third party, and we need a programming language that we can communicate with the server and database also, so we will buy from outside. So where is JavaScript? Where I will use JavaScript? Well, JavaScript. First of all, JavaScript JS is not a programming language. In 1995, it was introduced. It is a scripting language. It is called as client-side scripting language. Okay, it is called as client-side scripting language. So what is meant by client-side scripting language? Remember that the work that we are doing for client is called as front end. So then the JavaScript is called as client-side scripting language. Then when JavaScript was introduced, it was introduced to work with the front end part. So what is mean by that? So this JavaScript is meant for front end. Yes, in 1995 JavaScript was introduced for front end only. Okay, so then what is the work in the front end? What is the work it is doing? Well, simple terms I can say JavaScript is manipulating your HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS. You can able to see here. So what is the work that it will do? Let us go to here, and you can able to see this banner, right? So it is like some advertisement banner. So it is an image tag, and if I hover it, it has a mouse over it. So it is an anchor tag, right? It is a link tag, and inside the link tag we have an image, and it is structured. And what happen if I press this into mark? What is going to happen? Well, this banner is going to disappear, right? Yes, it is going to disappear. But remember that whatever the interaction that you're going to make, okay, it is related to the server. So remember that if you are clicking something, then the request is taken, and the server takes the request and it will go for the database, and it will produce a new response according to the request that you have made, right? If you are searching something, right, or if you are clicking to this button, if I click this, you can see the server is reloading and it is producing result of it, right? So it is a server. And if I click login, the server, it is a server request, it is go for it and it will take for it. And if you click for create account, you can see the page is reloading and it is producing the entirely different HTML page, right? So whatever the interaction that you're going to make, right, whatever the interaction that you're going to make, it is going to communicate with the server. The server takes the request. If you click a button or if you search something, if you do anything in the website, you are making some interaction with the website, the server takes the interaction and it is go to the database and it will produce according to what the interaction that you are making, it is going to produce it. But now understand, JavaScript is used, why it is used means for doing some small changes. I don't want to go for the server to work with. Why I don't want to go for the server for everything? Because remember that already the server is working so busy, it is running so like it is just running all time, right? There is no rest for the server. Remember that for doing some small interaction, right? For doing small interaction, we are asking the server to produce, go for the database and come. Then it is not that good thing. And in olden days, you can able to see some of the errors like that there is huge traffic is going on in the internet, so not able to access because huge traffic is there, and like that some of the error message will be there. Why? Because in that time, whatever the interaction that you're going to make in a website, everything that communicate with the server and the server only producing the result. So you need to travel to the internet so long towards the wire and just come a result and it will need to produce it. It is not a good practice. That is why JavaScript is here. JavaScript is, if you want to change anything in the HTML or CSS, well, I can do it without communicating. We don't want to go for the server. For example, in older days, if you are clicking this button, what will happen means the server takes up the request and it will go for the database and it will produce entirely new page, and that is without advertisement. So that's what happened. If you are in Facebook, if you are liking something, what will happen means the page will reload. If you are comment something, the page will reload. So whatever the interaction that you're going to make in a website or a web app, what is going to happen? The page is going to reload. So if I say page is reloading, it's just a hint that backend is working. Something, the server is doing something, right? So that's what it is. But here, if I click it, you can see it just disappear without reloading page. What will happen? So what has happened? Where's the anchor tag? What is the image tag? It just disappeared. What has happened here? What has happened now? Well, this is the work that JavaScript is doing. So JavaScript is simply manipulating the HTML and CSS. Whenever I want, I can go with the server. If I don't want to go with the server, I just avoid it. That's what it. Okay. So simply we can give an example, like if you are go for a nearby shop. Okay, so you are going for a nearby shop and you are asking for a chocolate with a shopkeeper, and the shopkeeper is taking it's just getting your request and go and take the chocolate, and it is giving again, and it is he or she is just giving to it, right? So the shopkeeper now just give the chocolate to you. So now you are asking about some additional information about the chocolate, like what is the discount? Do you have any discount? What is the specialty about this chocolate? Like that, you are asking. The main purpose is to buy chocolate. That is completed, right? Main purpose is to buy chocolate. That is completed. But right now, the customer is asking some additional information to make the purchase to happen. Whether can you tell about something about this chocolate, or can you tell about the discount? Is anything discount? Like that, he is asking something about. Now the owner is doing, like he's looking into the chocolate, and he's taking time to explain that. Okay, he looking into the chocolate and he thinking about he taking some note to check what is the price and what is the special about the chocolate and what is the discount that is for chocolate. Like that, he's taking some time to explain to the customer. Then obviously, what is the customer will feel? Well, they just buy that particular chocolate, and either they can buy the chocolate or they can say no to the chocolate, and they just went off, right? Why? Because the person is taking time to explain. No one has in this internal, we are in the world, no one has the time to wait in a website that is loading, right? So every time you are doing an interaction, the website is going to load. Imagine you are in Instagram, you are like, if you put some like, the page will reload. If you comment something, the page will reload. If you do any interaction, you just click anywhere in the page, it is going to reload the page. Everything is communicating with the server. It is not for, it's not good for an application, it's not good for the customer, it is not good for a person, and it is not good for an internet also. Okay, so the server also brings down every time. Because imagine you are in a website like Amazon, and you want to, how many traffic that Amazon is bringing every day. Just imagine every time the person is doing any interaction, he just asks for a review, the page will reload. He asks for some additional information like show more, show less, he just asks for it, the page is going to reload the page, it is going to communicate with the server. And you need to change from one image of that particular product to another image. If you click that, the pages go and move on to the next image. Everything that is communicated with the server, and it is absolutely is going to be waste, and no one is going to purchase, and the business is going to be done. That's what it is going to be do. And right now, understand what is the JavaScript is doing is, right now, just understand the same example. In you are go and buy an you want to buy a chocolate, and you are going for a local shop, and you are asking something with the local shop, and the local shop is providing chocolate for you. He will go take your request, because that is the main logic to buy chocolate. So he will take the request and go for the database, which means go for any place, and he is taking the chocolate and he is coming to it and he is giving. And right now the customer is asking some additional information. Say, what is the discount, and can you tell about this chocolate? Like that is asking. But now we don't want to disturb the owner, the shopkeeper. We don't want to disturb it. Why? Because here in our shop we have something called as a salesperson will be there. I can say like that is the JavaScript, and you can able to see he will explain that, ma'am, this it is it's just going to be chocolate, that you will buy one more chocolate, you will get some additional discount, and it is a new like a festival season, festival season related to chocolate, like that. He's explaining so much of things, whatever the information that one as speed as he can, right? He's just giving the information. Now the conversion rate is high, the person interaction is high, right? The server is the owner, he will do the main thing, and all other thing, all other small changes, and all other small things that will make our website more interactive, more dynamic, and those work is handled by the JavaScript. Okay, now imagine which shop will produce huge result, which shop will produce huge revenue. Well, the shop with JavaScript or shop with without JavaScript, with JavaScript, right? So that is why JavaScript is needed for everything. So if you're doing any interaction that you want to communicate with the server, then you can go with the JavaScript, that you can change the HTML and CSS. Let I explain it again with an example. I said we can go for a website called Dribble. Okay, so Dribble is a website for designers. You can able to see here. If I just click it here, you can able to see this one, right? So what will happen if JavaScript is not enabled? JavaScript is not there. If you click it, the page will reload. Okay, and you can able to see this drop down, right? So if I click it, you can able to see a div is produced, and inside the div a UL, li, three li is there. One is popular, and it is have the color of like pink, and it is having color of pink or rose, anything like that. Like it is having that, and you can see this interaction. And if I click it again, it just get disappear, and you can able to see this filter. And if I click this filter, you can able to see a neat fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out. This was happening, right? And you can able to see this. We are having the tag, and it will be there. And if you without JavaScript you want to achieve this one, like you want to work with, you, the server need to do it. The server, if you click this, okay, so the server takes the request, and the entire new HTML page is produced with this one. And if you again clicking it, then it is go to the server, and again it will produce it. So it is not a good one. That is what will happen. The main important thing is here you can able to here you can able to see this buttons, right? If I click this button, notice this here. What is the letter is here? Explore the world's leading design portfolio. This is the word that is in the this H1, and you can see the background. What is the GIF or any videos loading? So what is loading? Some design loading. Design thing is loading. If I click this animation, notice down. You can see the page is not reloaded, but you can able to see this H1 is changed. Trending animation, motion, graphics, and 3D design. This is changed, and in the background the video is also changed. If I click this one, you can see trending brand design, identity and logo, and the background is also changed. If I click the product design, trending product design for e-commerce and app and games, and you can able to see the background is also changed, right? Without communicating with the server. We need to know what if there is no JavaScript is how the website need to look. If there is no JavaScript, then how the website will look? We need to know it, right? So what we can do, you can able to see this browser settings, right? Just click here, go for the settings, click on click on privacy and security, go for site settings. Okay, you can able to see site settings. Just click the site setting and hover down. You can able to see an option called below cookies and site data. You can able to see option called JavaScript. Just click this JavaScript. Now you can see site can use JavaScript. By default, it is enabled in all the browser. And what I'm going to do, I just going to disable this one. So what will happen? Why I disabled and what I disabled? Well, I'm saying that whatever the page I'm going to reload, okay, after this site change. So in that page, just disabled the JavaScript. Whatever the JavaScript code is there, just disabled it. I don't want to work it. So I just want to see how a website without JavaScript will look. Okay. So now I just disabled it. Now you can understand what are the things that JavaScript is doing. If I click it, you can able to see fade out animation. It just make the interaction happen. And if I click this button, it's changing the h1 and it is changing the background color. And if I click this one, a drop down is opening. And if I click this one, you can able to see the drag in like fade in, fade out. And if you click this arrow, if I click it, you can able to see it is rolling up to the top. And you can see this one. If you click this one, you can able to see it will produce an entirely new page without communicating with servers, right? And you can able to see the almost all the previews of that page, right? You can able to see it, all right? And if I click it again, you can see this, right? Everything will happen. Let's see if I right now you can able to see the pages without JavaScript. If I reload, it is going to affect this page. So I just going to say reload this page. If I reloaded it, now this is the website without JavaScript and it looks fine, right? Without JavaScript. Let us scroll down. You can able to see where is the grid? Why the styling is changed? Here it has some small box, right? Why it is changed? Because JavaScript is doing something in that, right? If you click it, what will happen? Without reloading the page, it will produce us the information about that page, right? So now if I click this one, you can see the server taking the request. The server taking the request and it is producing the new page. And you can able to see this one. If I click this one, it is not working. I'm not able to cut this. See, I'm clicking this. It is not going because there is no interaction, nothing, no animation will happen in JavaScript. That's what it is, right? So now if I want to come for again triple the home website, and now you can able to see this one. If I click this animation, what has happened? The h1 is changed and the background color is changed, right? If I click this one, you can see the page is reloading and it is producing the entirely new page, right? If I click the branding, the page is reloading and it is producing the entirely new page. And if you try to click this one, it is not going to work. If you try to click this one, it is also not going to work. Okay, it is not going to work. And if you click this popular, it is not going to work. And you can able to see there is no up arrows will be there, nothing will be there. So whatever the interaction that you're going to make, either it is going to handle by server or it is not going to work. That's what it is. So everything is handled by the server. Every interaction you're going to make, it is going to handle by the server. Just imagine this is just a website, not something big. It's just a website. Imagine about web apps. So what is the difference between website and web apps? A website is a simple static website where we can see something and we will do some less interaction and we will do some less work there. Like a blog website, portfolio website, newspaper website, they are websites. Imagine web apps, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Maps, Drive, like so much of web apps will be there, right? So think about that. They are doing so much of things. Let us imagine what are the work that Instagram is doing. It is a lot, right? They are connecting so much of things, and we need to interact so much of things. Like take Google Map. What are the interaction that we will do in Google Map? Dragging in, dragging out, zoom in, zoom out, making a point, making points out, and we will do so much of interaction. So just imagine those kind of web apps without JavaScript. Every time you are zoom in, the page will reload. For each and every pixel, the page is going to reload. If you are zoom out, the page will reload. If you are dragging, the page will reload. That's what the web app need to build. So now what I'm going to do, let us see how the Google Map is Google Map. Let us see how the Google Map is working without JavaScript. You can see that they are telling a nice notification. When you have eliminated JavaScript, whatever remains must be an empty page. So what is that? Like without JavaScript, this web app we cannot run it. So they just simply still like that. Okay. So imagine how big the product Google Map it is. Okay. So without a language, without this JavaScript, you cannot work with it because you cannot feel that thing as a product without JavaScript. Okay. That's what it is. If you enabled it, then you can able to see it. If I just go for this one and I just go for this privacy and security site settings, and now image sites, go here. Now if I refresh it, now you can able to see this one, right? The entire Google Map. And what are the interaction that we will make? Zoom in, zoom out, right? These are our interaction. How it is possible? JavaScript, dragging in, dragging out. This is JavaScript, right? And this one, everything is going to be JavaScript only. Okay. So whatever the interaction that you are making, that is everything is going to be in the JavaScript only. So that is the thing that you need to focus. So without JavaScript, this interaction is won't happen in file. Okay. So this is about JavaScript and why we need JavaScript. Okay. So that's all about the introduction. What is JavaScript and how it is working. Okay. So can we use JavaScript as backend? Yes, you can use JavaScript as backend. We can use JavaScript as backend, not the core thing. I will tell at the end. Before ending that, I will tell it what you can do it. So very complex. There's little to understanding JavaScript is things little bit complex, right? Simply, if you are a new, like if you are right now you are building a website, okay, just take the words in, okay, and just start out to experience, do some projects. After some words, you will understand that okay, so right now this is what we need and this is what happening, like that you can able to understand it. That's how everyone is understand, not anyone is understand with when they started to learn, everyone is understand that everything. That's not like that, right? So because there are so much of things is there. So we see like it is a simple static website. I can create it with HTML and CSS, and after created with HTML and CSS, you need to do so much of things, right? So that is complex. So that is, it will be understand by experience. You can able to get understand with that. Okay. So I will tell that. So this is JavaScript is doing. So if you want to understand now, simply JavaScript is manipulating your HTML and CSS. What is mean by that? If I click some button, I need to change the background color, theme switcher, dark mode, light mode, how it is happening, how the black color, light color is happening. JavaScript is doing that because JavaScript can able to manipulate your background color. Okay, so that's what it is happening. An example I can give is, you can notice down this one, right? So what we can do, we can right click this one and click for inspect. Yeah, click for inspect. Now you can able to see the entire anchor tag, and this is the div. This is the div. Okay, this is the div where all the entire thing will be there. You can see this, right? So if I go here and let us see what is happening here. Okay, if I click it, what is going to happen? If I click here, okay, right now it is not JavaScript enabled in this website. So we will enable JavaScript. Okay, now I just enabled the JavaScript, and now what I'm going to do, I just going to hover. This is going to be the entire div, right? So let us see what is happening. What is happening once I clicking here? I click here. You can able to see a style property is added with the display none, right? And you can able to see some timer is loaded and it just get disappear. So what has happened is, well, when I clicked it, the JavaScript making that particular element to display none. If I remove it, you can able to see I get at this again. And what is the work JavaScript is doing is, when someone clicks it, just give for that particular element, give a display none property. I just click here. You can see that element is enabled with the display none. Now it is, for our eyes, it just disappeared, but it is still in our HTML file. Only the CSS is changed, right? And you can able to see the blinking here. Whatever the changes that the JavaScript is making in your HTML file, you can able to see here. So right now it just disappeared again. You can see it will be here. If I click it, you can see that is the animation, like fade in, fade out. Slowly minimize the pixel of the navbar, the notification icon, and remove it from your eyes. That's what it is. Okay, simply if you are making some interaction, it is going to change it. It is going to change the things and all. Okay, exactly like CSS. You select some ID, and what you will do, you will give a property and you will give a value. So what it will do, if you are selecting H1 and you are telling background color is changed to blue, and what will happen, that particular H1 background is changed to blue, right? Same like that, I am telling, if I someone clicks it, change the background color to red. So if someone go and click the button, what will happen, the background color of the button is going to change into red. That is what the JavaScript is doing in front end. Okay, so that is the work that initially JavaScript is do. Well, initially JavaScript is did. Okay, it will be hard for you, but that's fine. That's fine itself. Okay, and now let us say how it has happened, because no other programming languages can, they are not able to do it. How only JavaScript can able to achieve this, right? You have a doubt, right? So why Python cannot do this, changing CSS and HTML? Is Python cannot be able to do it? Is Java cannot do it? Or C++ is cannot do it? Anything? Yeah, why only JavaScript? Why not other? Because they are programming language. They are built for works with servers or any other, building some other OS and speaking with computers, right? So but JavaScript, it just speak with the browser. What is the browser? The browser that we are using. If you are using Google, so JavaScript speak with the Google. If you are using Firefox, JavaScript go and speak with the Firefox. If you are using Safari, it speaks with this Safari, right? It communicate with the browser and it will get the interaction. Hey, the browser will tell that, hey, someone clicked this button, can you look into it? So it's a, like, if someone clicked that button, if someone clicked it, then you that change the particular H1, just remove from my document, just remove it, just make the display none, just change the color background, like that JavaScript will do. So this is possible only with JavaScript and browsers. Okay, right now only Python is getting towards front end, but JavaScript is still there. It's the only language that is doing that, right? How can it be able to communicate with the browser? Because we know that JavaScript, what is JavaScript? It is just a file that is that we write code in English, right? We will write some code in English language, right? So we will write some code, whatever the code that we are writing, we will write it in English only, right? So it is a file only, but you can know that browsers and computers, how it will understand in zeros and ones, right? Then how JavaScript is understandable by the browser? How can JavaScript can be understandable by the browser? Well, each and every browser has an translator, and that is called JavaScript engine. Okay, so each and every browser, they build an engine that is called as, that is the work. What is the work that you are going to do? It is going to translate your JavaScript code to something that is understandable by the browser. Okay, so take the JavaScript code and it will, the translator, the engine, it takes the code file and everything, you are giving, it will takes it and it will convert it to the something browser understandable one. Okay, it's just going to convert it to the browser understandable one, and that's what it is going to do. Okay, so without this engine we cannot speak with that. And right now I just changed the settings, right? So show like site can use JavaScript, site do not use JavaScript. What I did is I just on off the engines. If I just site can use JavaScript, then the translator is on. If the site cannot use JavaScript, then the translator is off, the engine is in off. That's what it is. Okay, so with engine the browser and JavaScript can able to communicate. Without engine it is not able to communicate it. Okay, so that is how JavaScript is doing that. So each and every browser understand the potential. Okay, understand the potential of JavaScript. That is why they build their own translator to speak with that language. To speak with that language, the browser created their own engines. That's what it is there. And who created engine first? The person who created JavaScript, he created the engine first, because he need to know whether the program is speaking with browser or not, right? So he created the engine first. The person who created JavaScript, his name is like Brendan Eich. He created the language in 10 days, and the engine he created is named as SpiderMonkey. Right now the engine is used by Firefox. The Brendan Eich, what is the engine that Brendan Eich is created? That engine is used by Firefox. Okay, you can able to see it in the Firefox browsers. Okay, and each and every browser, they're going to have a separate engine. Just Google it, JS engine list. You will get, I think, Wikipedia. Yeah, Just click here, and you can able to see what are the naming that the engine is have. You can able to see here. JavaScript engine is a software component that executes JavaScript code in the browser. And the JavaScript engines where the interpreters don't go for this topics right now. Just understand the name. The V8 is the engine that is created by Google, and it is one of the most JavaScript, like most powerful JavaScript engine used JavaScript engine also. And Google Chrome, they are using the V8 engine, okay, to convert JavaScript code into Google, okay. And for Mozilla Firefox, we have SpiderMonkey, and this SpiderMonkey is one that is developed by Brendan, the person who created JavaScript. Okay, and for Apple, the Safari. Okay, so they created. I think it is for Safari we have Nitro. The engine name is I don't know what they have written. WebKit is a browser engine. Okay, so the WebKit they are telling like that, but the engine name is Nitro. You can check it in the Google. It will become okay. So likewise, there are so much of engineers there. You can able to see the JavaScript core. They are telling that JavaScript core, and Chakra is for Internet Explorer. Like that, each and every engine has their every browser developed their own engine to communicate with JavaScript. Okay, so that's what they will do. And finally, and here there is only one problem is there, and you can notice that when we ask for engine, we will come up with a word called ECMAScript, something like JavaScript, ECMAScript. That is a relationship between something, right? So what is JavaScript and ECMAScript? And you can able to see, since ECMAScript is a standardization specification of JavaScript, ECMAScript engine is another name of these engines. Like those engines are also called as ECMAScript engines. With the advent of WebAssembly, don't want to learn about WebAssembly now. Some engines are also execute this code in the same sandbox in a regular JavaScript code. Just avoid this. What is ECMAScript? It is. Well, remember that what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a language that speaks with the browser, and based upon the interaction, just going to manipulate your HTML and CSS code. That is what it is going to do. Yeah, that is what it is going to do. And now remember that each and every engine, like each and every browser, how they are communicating? They are communicating with the browser using their engines. They created the engine. There is no one common engine. Each and every browser has their own engine. Google has their own engine, Firefox has their own engine, and Safari has their own engine, and those engines are developed by their browsers, right? So those engines are developed by their browsers, and they use different methodologies, rules, regulations, coding format, and principles, paradigms, whatever they want. They will build different. They are built different. Though they are going to translate JavaScript code into HTML code, they are built different. Imagine you are using a Samsung phone, and another person is using iPhone, and another person is using any other Redmi or anything, any other phones. Is that all the three things is all they are going to do their job? They are phones, right? They are mobile phones, right? They are going to do their job. Is that everything will do? We can just tell that everything will do exactly the same level of work. Like we can say it will exactly do the same level of progress. It will use the output. Well, you can see the difference using an Android and iPhone, right? You can able to see the difference between that, right? So why? Because it depends upon it, right? Even though they are two mobile phones, they are built different, right? It is iPhone and there is Android, and there is Redmi, and this is going to be Vivo or anything. They are built different. Even though they are going to be a mobile phone. Okay, so the same 48 pixel of camera is used in one phone, and same 48 pixel of camera is used in another phone. Can we tell that both going to have the same camera quality? We cannot tell it, right? So imagine you are creating right. It's just simply like how can I say, like yeah, we have, and that speaker, right? Alexa, right? So can we tell we have Alexa and we have Siri, right? So Alexa is built by Amazon and Siri is developed by Google, right? So can we tell that both are going to do the same job? Can we tell that both are going to do exactly the same thing? If I give an answer, if I ask for something in Alexa, they're going to give a result, the same result what Sri also going to give. Can we tell like that? No, right? Why? Because even though they are going to be in the same category, they are built different, right? So a neat example I can give it is like if you're visiting a tourist place, okay, and you are going and you see a tourist guide, and you are approaching the tourist guide and you are telling like, can you explain this tourist place? Can you tell about this tourist place? Let me take Taj Mahal, and you are asking with the tourist guide, can you tell about Taj Mahal? And the tourist guide is explaining about you Taj Mahal, and he's guiding you to see this place, that place, and everything. And once you're done, you return to your home. And the next day you are going for the same place, Taj Mahal. You are going for the same place, and you are asking, and you are seeing some other tourist guide, not the same tourist guide, some other tourist guide. And now you are asking about, can you tell about Taj Mahal for that tourist guide? Can we expect all the two tourist guide can going to tell the same exact thing about Taj Mahal? Can we tell that exactly the same thing, 100%? What the tourist guide once tell, it is also going to be the tourist guide 2 is also going to say. Can we tell like that? It is possible. It is it's not going to happen when you ask it in a tourist guide. No, right? Maybe the tourist guide one, he has some additional information, he can tell like that, and he has some more experience, so he can able to make it quick, make it fast, and give precisely the answers. And the tourist guide is maybe a fresher, like he will tell something like lame, or he just know whatever he learns, and he just like a part-time tourist guide, like that he will tell some minimum things like that, right? So we cannot expect the 100% result from what the tourist guide 1 is giving. The same result tourist guide 2 is also going to give. We cannot expect it. The same thing is what going to happen when you create a JavaScript code. Okay, so if you give it in Google, maybe it will work 100% fine. Why? Because most of the developers, we will use Google as our default browser. So we will check all the errors, all the writings, all the codes, whether it is working in Google or not, right? So we will check it. And it will be work fine. And can we expect, if I give the same code to another browser, Firefox, can we expect the same result? That what Google is, how the Google is translating the code of JavaScript, is the Firefox is also going to translate exactly the same? We cannot say like that. Why? Because even though they are translator, they are built different, so they may produce some different result. Not, I cannot say like, if it will not producing result, it will produce result, but something different. It say like Google will work 100%, Firefox will work 95, 97, like that, and Safari will work 96, 97, like that it will be. But there is a change will be there, and this is a huge problem. Your website will work fine in Google. When your browser is using Google browser, your website will work fine. But if your client is using some other browsers, Firefox, Brave, or any other browser, your website is not going to work. Remember that. Your website is not going to work. Then what will happen? You will lose the client, and you will lose the customer, and you're going to lose it. So there is no change will be there, and it is not happen. So that is why we have 𝐏𝐚𝐫. So what is 𝐏𝐴? 𝐏𝐴 is nothing but European Computer Manufacturing Association script. 𝐏𝐴, European Computer Manufacturing Association. So they are the one who give the entire computer to the world. Okay, so European Computer Manufacturing Association. So they formed a rules and regulation for JavaScript, how that JavaScript need to be performed in browser. Simply, they tell like that, if JavaScript, you are writing JavaScript code with this syntax, then it will produce this output. They will give the rules and regulation. It's just simply like you are issuing, the Indian government is issuing guidelines and or an paper. Okay, so where all the things about JavaScript has been written, and the only work of tourist guide is to, they just want to read it. They need it and they need to explain it. Now what we can expect? We can expect 100% result, right? So can I say 100, 99, 99? Always 1% will be, there is some issue will be there. Okay, so I can say like that, it is more accurate. That is what 𝐏𝐴 is doing. So 𝐏𝐴 is give the rules and regulation how JavaScript need to be performed in the browser. Based on that only, the browser will create the engine. According to the syntax of 𝐏𝐴, they will create the engine how JavaScript need to be performed. According to the outputs they're going to perform. So now they have the rules and regulation, and based on the rules and regulation, the engines are going to build. And now if you give the JavaScript file to any browser, it is going to work in the same way. No matter what is the method they are used in the translator, it is going to produce the result, same result. It's simply like Alexa and Siri, both are having the same data set. So what is data set means? Data set is something training, like if someone speaks it, you need to give it this output. So we will give some data to check it, right? That is data set. We will train them. So that is data set. So giving the same with the help of same data, the both are built. So if you ask the same thing here and here, it is going to give the same result, no matter what, how it's going to be changed. Okay, maybe it will be in a girl language and it will be in a boy language, likewise it will be changed. Okay, so all other things will be same. It's going to be the same. The performance will be same, so it will not going to affect us. That is what 𝐏𝐸𝐺 it is. Okay, so that's what 𝐏𝐸𝐺 will do it. Okay, so now this is what all about JavaScript and how it is executed. So now you have down like what I want to learn in JavaScript when it comes to JavaScript. What I want to learn it because I say like this 1 hour, you're never going to see any concept. You're going to get into the introduction part and you're just going to work it out, right? So what I want to learn. So when it comes to JavaScript, you want to learn the basics and DOM. So what is this basics and what is DOM? Basics is nothing but if you are learning any programming language, some of the programming concepts are going to be the same. Okay, for example, what is variables, containers, loops, and everything, it is going to be same. Okay, you need to learn that basics. Okay, so and second one is going to be DOM. What is DOM? DOM is the one that it's going to help to communicate with the browser and our code. Okay, so with the help of this DOM only, we can able to get the interaction. Hey, someone clicked that button, you can see that. Okay, you can able to see it. Okay, that interaction, it is possible with the DOM. Okay, and if you want to change anything in the browser, it is possible with the DOM. So if you learn basics and DOM, then it will be useful for front end. Okay, you can able to create a front end application, it will be created. Okay, and the next thing is going to be Java ES6. You want to learn ES6. So what is ES6? So ES6 is nothing but 𝐏𝐸𝐺 6. So it is a new version. It is a latest version that is introduced in 𝐏𝐸𝐺. 𝐏𝐸𝐺 will update their rules and regulations. So based on the rules and regulations, the JavaScript standard is also updated. The syntax is also changed. Some new methods will come and go. Like that, it will be there. So ES6 is introduced after 2015. Some updation has happened. That is called ES6. Okay, 𝐏𝐸𝐺 version 6. Okay, why you need to learn ES6 is ES6 is called as modern JavaScript. All the libraries and frameworks that are newly introduced, okay, are right now in trend. Everything is follows this ES6 syntax. Then you need to understand this ES6 syntax. So if you understand this ES6 syntax and you learn the concept and everything, then you can able to learn ReactJS. So ReactJS is a front-end library. This is a front-end library, and we will write some code for ReactJS the next 50 minutes. We're going to see that also. Okay, so it is a front-end library. You can able to understand React. Okay, so then if you completed this one, good, that's it. You most of the 80% of the JavaScript is content. You can complete it. And then one more part is async. Asynchronous of JavaScript. JavaScript is by default. Okay, by default it is a synchronous one, so don't get into the concept that you want to learn it. And here, if you learn it, you can able to understand Node.js backend part and API workings of frontend APIs and these concepts. Okay, so these are the concepts that you want to learn if you want to become a full stack developer. Okay, so what is Node.js? React.js, we know that it is a front end library. It is going to be useful for front end. We're going to discuss. And what is a Node.js? Well, I said that for working with the server and the database, we need a programming language. Right, so right now what is Node.js is? Node.js is something the person who created Node.js is Ryan Dahl, and what he did is he's thinking about, well, JavaScript is such a powerful language and it is doing things speed. Okay, so it has some huge speed, and what he did is, why can't we run right now what is JavaScript is doing? JavaScript is speaking with the browser and making things happen, right? So he just think about, why can't we run JavaScript outside the browser, which means in the terminal, in the computer. Why can't we run it? So he created a runtime environment and he named it as Node.js. With it was created in C++ only. Okay, so it is so that is what Node.js is, and Node.js is used for backend purpose. Okay, with the help of Node.js, you can able to communicate with the server and the database. So no other programming language is needed. If you learn JavaScript, well, you can able to work in front end. And if you learn JavaScript, you can able to work in backend also. Only thing is, some of the concept that you need to learn extra. For React.js, you need to learn ES6, And for backend, one main purpose, you need to learn the async and what is some of the backend concepts. The server concept has what is the server request, server status codes, and so much of things will be there, and you need to learn that. Once it is done, that is fine. You completed, and you will be you. That's what is the 𝐏𝐻𝐵 the entire JavaScript it is. So the one programming language, you can become a developer. That's what it is. Okay. But now imagine, sorry, now imagine where I can learn it. Okay, that is the one, right? So the next, I think the next week from 13 to 17, except Wednesday, 13 to 17 in our TWD channel, I'm going to take JavaScript basics and the DOM manipulation concept. Okay, 4 days JavaScript class, 1 hour class is going to be there, and it's 8:30 to 9:30, 1 hour. Okay, it's going to be there, and you can able to learn that time. Okay, you can able to see. You can learn this basics and everything in that time. And after the next week, 20 to 24, okay, 20 to 24, the next 4 days, okay, I'm going to teach you the basics of ReactJS and how you can able to work with the ReactJS. I'm going to teach it. So in that time, we will see ES6 also and cover the basics of ES6 also. So what is the expansion of DOM? It's document object model, okay, and it is used to work with the browser, okay. So you can just go if whatever the interaction that you are making, that browser need to communicate with browsers, JavaScript, right? So if someone clicked it, so I need to get that someone has clicked. I just want to get that, right? How can I get it? And I need to change something. I need to change the background color. Hey, change the background color. How can I tell it something? It is possible with the DOM. Okay, this is document object model. Okay, so this basics to DOM, it is going to be 13 to 17 for the next 1 week. And the ReactJS ES6 with ReactJS, it is 20 to 24 for the next 1 week. And Node.js is already taken. This month is not any workshop is scheduled for 4 days for Node.js and the async concept. But you can have and you can watch it. It is already taken. Maybe the next month you can expect async, and with advanced JavaScript you can expect it. Okay, you can learn that thing. So any doubts right now for JavaScript is there, you can ask me, because we are going to see about the basic things about React. Okay, so any doubt you have with the JavaScript, you can ask me. For the beginning thing, okay, we never touched a single line of code. Okay, we never touched a single line of code, because that thing is a huge. If I touched a single line of code, we not even, this 1 hour is not even enough to come to complete 2 or 3 concepts. It is not enough. Okay, and we are not able to show an example and everything. We are not able to show. So that is why you have an next 1 week workshop, and you will get certification for this 4 days of workshop also. If you like to attend, you can attend it. That is completely free, live YouTube. It is going to be in live only, not a recorded session or recorded video or anything. Live class. Okay, and you can ask your doubt in the live itself. And ES6, that is also the next upcoming week also, we're going to have a ReactJS and front end. You have it and you can help with that. Okay, so that's what it is. And if you have any doubts in right now for JavaScript, this point, any point, you can ask it in the chat box. Else we can move on for the ReactJS. Okay. Let us move on for ReactJS. You can tell your doubt here, ask your questions here. I will after if I watch the chat box, I will explain to you. Okay, that is short. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, let us go for ReactJS. So what is ReactJS? Well, ReactJS is a library. Okay, it is not a framework. It is a library for JavaScript. Just a minute. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah. So what is JavaScript? What is ReactJS, right? So ReactJS is nothing but a JavaScript library for building, you can see this, user interface. So why we need it? Well, we have HTML and CSS and JavaScript. With the help of HTML and CSS and JavaScript, I can able to create a neat user interface, right? So I can able to create a beautiful user interface, and whatever I want to build, you can build with that only. Then why we need React.js? What is the purpose of introducing a new library and asking us to learn that, right? That is all about programming, right? So every year or every text, right, there is a new thing will be introduced, and it will not just for like someone is introduced, so I want to learn. No, not for that. So it will definitely solve some problem. So what is the problem that React.js is solving? That is the one thing that we need to discuss. Let us go here. What is the problem that React.js is solving? And if you understand that one, then you can understand, okay, so this is React.js. So for that purpose only, I need to learn this React. Okay. So what can I do now? You can see JavaScript library for building user interface. And what is the problem it is going to solve is, first one, it is going to be a declarative programming language. So what is mean by a declarative programming? There is two things there, declarative and imperative. So what is mean by that? Means imperative is you need to tell step by step what you need to write, what you need to do with the code. Okay. So you, for example, if you want to change something, okay, what you need to tell means, first you need to grab the element and you need to add, and you just tell that you need to that element and you need to add an event listener. I just going to add a click event, and I just going to add some other things, and what is the thing I want to change, and each and everything you need to do, you need to tell it in a step by step wise. Okay, that is imperative. You need to tell it, you need to explain the code in a step by step base. And declarative is, it's simply you will tell this is starting point, this is ending point. Okay, like a client, you can tell that, well, this is an reference website and I want a website like this. This is a starting point and this is an ending point, like that. You need to tell, you will write, you will model your website, this is my starting point and this is my ending point, and you will tell what I need to change. Someone clicks it, then this starting point is changed to this ending point. You will tell simply like that, and it will do itself. You don't want to write each and everything, write every line of code to explain the things happen, what I need to change and what I need to work. You don't want to write it. You can just simply tell things what to happen. It will do it. Okay, for you. That is what React is. Okay, JavaScript, when you write in the vanilla JavaScript, it is a imperative programming. You need to write in each and every line what I need to change, what I need to do. I need to create a div, I need to create a UL. When someone clicks it, that UL is need to disappear. I need to change the display to none, and everything I need to tell. And here I will create an UL, and I will create without UL, and I will say click it, just go change it to this one. That's what it is, like an animation editing. Okay, like that. So this is initial part and this is ending point, and during this transition I want to do something. That's what it is. Okay, that's what declarative programming. So React makes painless to create interactive user interface that design very simple views each and every state is the initial point and the ending point. Okay, and application, the React will effectively update and renders the right components in your data and changes. That's all about it, that you can do that. And second one is component based. So what is this one? It is very, very important. What is component based? So let us imagine what I'm going to do. I just show you, if you want to create a div, this is a div, and this is have a class, a code. Okay, and here it is going to have a h1, and it is going to have hello world. Okay, and here I just going to write some paragraph that is going to have some lorem ipsum, and I save it. And now if I look this in my browser, you can see this one, right? So it will be aligned and it will be there. Now what happened if I want this div 3 times, what I need to do? I just want to copy, paste it, copy, paste it, and I need to change it. And now you can able to see we are getting 3 h1 tag and with 3 paragraph tag, right? We are getting it, right? So if I want 10 times, then I need to do the same thing. And imagine if you want to change any content dynamically, what you need to do? Now I just want to remove this one, and I just give some other thing. So I just give the same, but deleted something like this. Okay, a new one like this, right? So this is what we will do while developing, right? But what React React.js will do means, so whatever the components, whatever the things that you want to repeat, okay, whatever the things that you want to repeat, you can create a component. You can create a component. I will tell what is component, and you can use it whenever you want. Simply what you will do means, you will create this one. This is a component right now, right? This is a component. So I will create it in some place. Okay, let us imagine I created a component. Okay, and I created a component, and I will give a name to it, and I will just put here. Okay, so and what will happen whenever I want this component, I just call the name of the component, and it will be executed, and I can able to change the component contents dynamically. I don't want to copy paste everything. Okay, so what is component is, here you can see in the Ream Studio what are the components I can create. So this is a component, my image is showing, right? This is a component, and this is a component, and this button is a component. Only thing is, this button, if I want the same button, only thing, what is the difference? Here it is live, here it is leave, right? So this one I can able to change dynamically. Okay, so what can I do? I can create for button, I can create a separate component. For profile frame, I can create a separate component. For nav bar, I can create a separate component. For hero section, I can create separate component. For card, I can create separate component. And whichever place I want, I can just go and I just call the component, and it will come. It will just come and it will produce it. And I will give an example how it is will be that, because we are not able to write React code also. Even for installing React, it will take 2 or 3 minutes, it will be gone. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will show one of the previous class I taken for React. Okay, yesterday class I taken for React, I will show that one. So this is actually the React structured folder. You don't have HTML, CSS file and everything. So I just open it with live server, sorry, code. Okay, and now you can able to see so much of things, right? Don't confuse. This is how the ES6 code of JavaScript will be look like, but that is fine. Okay, that is fine. Imagine what are the things we need is, here you can see app.js, right? And this one we need, and you can able to see we created a folder called component here, right? So in this folder, what I will did, I will create a different components. So this is a component. It is JavaScript code, and this is a component, and this component we have a button, and we have an anchor tag. So this is one component. So whichever place I want it, I just import it. I just import this component and I can use it. Okay, so to show you the demo, okay, so let us see what I'm going to do. I just open this one, and here I just going to say, don't care about the codes and all. Okay, I will give you the demo only. And it will be come now within a minute. You can see the something is loaded, right? So we started the server, and what we are doing is we are rendering our file here. You can able to see hello world and a click button here. A click button is here. So where it is come, okay, in this app.js only it is coming from. Now you can able to say, just remove here. I say to you, this is a component. Don't care about the code and everything. Okay, so what I'm doing, this is a component, and this is a component name. Okay, this is a component, and this is a component name, and I can able to call this component wherever I want. So for example, here is the place which component you are calling, it is going to display in our local host. So what I'm going to do, I just want that button component, right? So I just say button / init. So this is the component name, and we are calling it. Okay, so what will happen, this is go for this JSX, and it will takes this entire component and it will shows us. And you can able to see there is no name here. I can able to pass the name here. I just say name dynamically. What is the name that I want to show in the end? I just say click. Save it. Click. You can able to see we are getting click. And if I want this component again, I can, what I can do, I can copy, I can paste here. You can see you don't want to copy the entire button tag, and you don't want to change anything. Just paste it here. You can get another component, and here you need to tell what you need to change. I just want to say click into change, and this button is going to be changed. You can see that, right? So this is what is component it is. And an example, I can say I created a chord component. You can see here a chord component will be there, and in the chord component we have a props, and I added the button, this button inside this comps. Okay, so this is what it is. You will create small components and you will group things together whenever you want. You just call it. You want to build it again and again. You don't want to build it, you just call it. So if I want to run this chord component, I just call here chord, okay, slash save it. Okay, and here I just give name, and inside this chord we having name. Okay, just give a name as you can see this is one component, and here you don't understand the code, just see the result how it is producing. So this is a one component. If I want to create 3 divs, what I can do, I just copy this one and I just save it. That's it. You are getting it. And only thing, what is the content I want to change, I can change it here. This is title and this is EWD, and this is what it is. Only one component, and we can able to build it. For navbar, I can create a component. For hero section, I can create a component. For categories, I will create a one category and I will change the content dynamically. Okay, change the image dynamically, change the title dynamically, but the style and everything is going to be only one time. So I don't want to copy paste every time. Just create a component and we will group it. And remember that how easy it is going to be. If any error is in the component, if any error is in button, I will go and change this button only. I don't want to look into the entire code, and I don't want to find that button, and I don't want to change anything. In HTML, we will see that, right? If any error in a button, what we will do, button or anything, okay? What we will do, we need to see which line that error is coming and which particular line it is coming, right? Where it is causing problem. But here it is, everything is separated to small pieces. It is like building blocks. You will have small pieces that they are component, and with the help of small pieces you need to build the website. So like that, I created button component, I created hero section, I created nav section, I created chord component, I will create a footer, I will create like that, separate components, separate components. And what I need to do, I just want to group things together and I need to come up with a beautiful website. That is the thing, and it will save a lots of time, and it is going to work. If I want to click that button, the HTML and JavaScript is same line. So you don't want to touch any other component, you don't want to disturb any other component to do it, right? So you don't want to touch anything. Okay, so that's what React it is. So initially it will be tough to understand, and later it will be very easy, and you will build things very easily, and you will save most of the time. Work with HTML and CSS and writing so big code. Instead of that, you can use ReactJS, and it will take less time to create a website. Okay, and you imagine once you created this component, you can use it anywhere. Just imagine you are creating a 6-page website, and every page you need to copy the body navbar, and you need to copy the entire code, and you need to paste it. Here there is no hustle. One time you need to create, and whichever place you want, call the name, it will come, right? So that's what it will do. That's what this components are. And React, we have this reusable component things. So build encapsulated components that manage their own state, then compose them to make complex user interface, UIs, complex interface. Just build, we have small bricks will be there, and we need to take the brick and you need to build and your own website. That's what it need to do that. Okay, so since component logic is written in JavaScript, yes, I say now, like I will show you that, right? So this is a component, but these components are written in JavaScript only, so it will be easy to understand also. So instead of templates, you can easily pass rich data through your app and keep your state out of DOM. So you cannot, in React, you don't want to touch the DOM, you don't want to work in the DOM. Okay, so what you need to change, how to change, you don't want to do that, because JavaScript itself do it. Sorry, the React itself can take care of the DOM. Okay, you need to tell this is my starting state, this is my ending state, and here is the event handler. What event I need to change, for which event I need to change the state. That's what you need to do, and it will do it. Okay, so that's what it is. That's what React it is. And the third one is learn once, write anywhere. So we don't want to make assumption about the rest of your technology stack as you develop a new feature in React without rewriting the existing code. So React can also render in the servers server is using Node.js and Power mobile application with React Native. So what is meant by this is very simple. So if you learn React, you can able to connect your React with Node.js. Okay, even some other programming language you are using in backend, it will just use it. You don't want to worry about that. You can use it. Okay, no other problem. And also, if you want to create a mobile application, we have React Native. It is only the process and everything going to be same. Syntax is little bit different. You can create a mobile application too. Web developer, app developer, React Native. That's what it is. Okay, so that's what React it is. So that's what it is, and they will tell how to create a single component and how we can use it, and everything will be tell that. For how can I learn React? So that basic things I will tell it in 20 to 24. Okay, because we have only 30-40 minutes is left with here. If you start the React, it will be a little bit confused. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. I will check with the admins and I will share you the admins now. Just give a minute, and I just going to show you an examples how you can able to work, and the next 30 minutes you can what are the things that we're going to cover in the next 30 minutes I will tell you. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, just a minute. I will look into attendance and I will share you that. And after that, the next 30 minutes we will cover what are the concepts that you want to learn in React. We will cover it. Okay. So and we will see the React much more deeper for the next 30 minutes. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so with the help of React, what we can do, well, we can able to create reusable components, and what we can achieve, we can able to work with the JavaScript and HTML in the same page itself. Okay, so what is mean by that? Let me discuss that one. So you can able to see this here. The component we have written is right. So this code is a JavaScript code. Okay, so I have written function, button, props, const, name, props, and so much of things I have written. It is a JavaScript code, and you can see inside this JavaScript I have written HTML. Right? What we have written? We have returned the HTML one. So this HTML is called as JSX. So this kind of work, JavaScript inside HTML, it is called as JSX. It is a whole different syntax. Okay, so JSX is nothing but JavaScript with XML. So XML is something that is more similar to the syntax of HTML. That's what it is. Okay, so this is the syntax of things. So why we are keeping JavaScript and HTML together? Because keeping things separate is good, right? Why we are keeping together? Here keeping together is good. Why means because I want to add an action for a button. Then I'm keeping the button separate and I'm adding an action. If any problem in that button, in that action, I can go for that component and I can change it. It is not going to affect any other thing. But remember that when you are doing the old school base, what will happen if I adding some buttons and doing that, I need to go through all the JavaScript code. I have written anything wrong and I need to do it, right? So this way we can able to minimize your error so much, so easily. Okay, so that is one thing, and that is why we have components first of all. Okay, just a minute. Either how many attendance is shared? Can you tell how many attendance is shared in the chat box? How many attendance you get? One attendance. Okay, just a minute. Two attendance. Yeah, I think so. Two attendance is already shared. Priyanka, check the live chat. Okay, just check your live chat. The second attendance is already shared. Check it in the live chat. You will get the, scroll down the live chat, you will get it. Okay. The third attendance, I don't know whether, I think we have third attendance. I will check and I will ask it to you. I will share to you now. So do you have any doubts? You can ask guys now. Okay, make things soon now. Any doubts? Yes, yes, you can ask me, please. Okay. Yes, what is the doubt? You can tell it. Okay. So if any attendance will be shared, I will share within the minute. So till now you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Okay. So this is all the basics about React. So for learning React, the syntax, right? So you have the syntax, right? So this syntax, this one, this curly braces and the functions and how it is, this all are ES6 syntax only, right? So you need to understand that, and then only you can able to write the code here itself. And these all are components. And what is the syntax that everything is written? JavaScript inside an HTML, and HTML inside JavaScript we will write. So you can see this is JavaScript, this function until written, it is JavaScript, and this div and everything is React, sorry, this HTML. And inside this HTML, you can see this button, we have some curly braces, and I imported some name here, right? This is again JavaScript. So this is what JSX is. You can able to use HTML inside React, sorry, HTML inside JavaScript, JavaScript inside HTML. Okay, so that's what it is. And due to this, you cannot use the reserved words in the React. So right now, if I explain that also, that will not going to understand you, because it is going to be tough to understand that one. Okay, sir, I have one. Sir, I have one doubt. 3. What is 3? Uh, how many attendance is already shared? 2, 1 or 2 or 3? Can anyone tell that? Okay, I will ask. Okay, just a minute. I will check in. So any doubts you have, you can ask me meanwhile. Okay, I'm not able to see this chat also. Sir, how many attendance is shared here? Okay, sir. Adnan, sir, second Adnan. Okay, sir. Only one Adnan is shared. Only two Adnans for total, right, sir? Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, so only one attendance is shared. If you filled one attendance, that is fine. And let me check the second attendance, and I will share the second attendance. Yeah, you will get the second attendance in the chat box now. You can fill the second attendance. Paste. Yeah, so you can fill the second attendance. This is for your second attendance, and that's what it is. And yeah, that's what it is. And this is what React is. And for React.js, the documentation is you can use the React. You can fill it, and you whatever the doubts you have, you can ask it here. I will tell some little bit about React. So in here, the documentation, they will tell what are the installation guides that you want to how to work with React. So before you want to run React in your local computer, then you need to install two things. One is going to be either check your terminal. You need to work with your terminal. So you just want to either use PowerShell. You can see if you are in Windows, you will get the PowerShell, or you can get the command prompt in your this one. But my recommendation is go and download Git Bash. So just in this here, we have Git Bash. Just type Git Bash, and you will get this one. Okay, download Git SCM. Just click here, and you can able to download the version for Mac, Unix, and the Windows. So what is Git Bash is? So it is really helpful to work with Unix commands and all. Okay, so it will be really needed in backend also. You will working with servers and to communicate with the servers, and you start the server, end the server, downloading packages, and so much of things. You will write it in the terminal only. Okay, so for this Git Bash, you need it. Okay, after you just download it. It is a normal installation only. You just want to give access for everything, and just you want to download it. Okay, install it. That is the one thing that you need to download. And if you download it, it will be like this. So this is the Git Bash. It will be like this. If you click here, so I will show you the Git Bash, how it is look. You can able to see this one, right? So this is a Git Bash. Okay, so here you can write your command terminal commands and everything. It will be really helpful in backend while you are learning here backend. So this one you need to download, and after that what you need to download is you need to download a package called you need to download Node.js in your system if you want to work with Node.js, right? So you need to download Node.js for React also, because we need to work with servers, right? We don't use the extension like live server for serve our file in that. So we will actually use the server to serve our file. Okay, so for that we need Node.js. So then only we can able to write our commands to see how the React file is worked or not. Okay, so for that you need to download Node.js. So Node.js. If you click this Node.js, you can able to see this one, and just click the Node.js, and you can able to see this recommended version for downloading this Node.js. And these two things that you need to this Node.js that you need to download it. Okay, so once you download it, why these two things? What is this one? Git Bash. What is that one? That is to communicate with your computer. Okay, so two ways you can able to communicate with your computer. One is graphical user interface, like this one. This is what the graphical user interface. Right clicking, create a new folder. I will create a new folder, right? So this is a graphical user interface, and this is a one way to communicate it, and other way is using terminals to communicate with it. Okay, so like you will write commands. So if I want to create a folder, I will give some command, make dir, make directory, and I just tell what is the name of that. It will create it. Likewise, it will begin able to work with that, and in Visual Studio Code also it will automatically integrate it. So you need to use that. So the Node.js, you need to whatever the file that you are writing, you need to send it to the server, right? So right now I will write a code called npm start. If once I start it, you can able to see this file, right? So this one here, not this. Here in this file, if I want to run this file in this terminal, you can able to see this one. I just delete. And here only we will write the commands for to start our file. So to start my app, how it is looking, I need to write npm start. Okay, if you start this npm start, it will do the process for me and it will create a server and it will produce, it will show my app in the browser. You can see it now. So now it will produce a new tab and it will show an app. What is the app that is, what are the contents that is inside an app, it will shows here. Okay, so yeah, you can see it is started. You can see starting the development server and it is produced, and this is what my app it is. Okay, so for that you need this node, you need to download the node.js. Okay, once you download it, how can you check whether my node.js is successfully downloaded or not? How can you check it means, just go for your git bash or any terminal, just click the git bash and here type node, give a space dash, give v. Okay, just ask for it and just ask for it, and if it is produced any versions like number, then the version that you downloaded. So right now I have version 16, 13, and 13 is the major and the 2 is the minor updation that has happened. So if you have something like this, then you have installed node successfully. If you don't have anything and it will say some deprecated warning or anything, node is not defined, like any message it will be done means, then you not installed successfully, the node is not installed successfully. Okay, so that is the one thing. So before you want to get into for 13 to 17 the JavaScript class, you don't want node.js, you don't want terminal also, but you are getting in for react.js for 20 to 24, then you need node.js and you need terminal to work with terminal, and to work with the node.js you actually need it. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to download these two things, and the next 8 days you can able to attend that and you will get the basics things, and in that time there is no theory class and what is the thing, how it is working, there is no explanation will be that, only coding. Okay, so it's going to be, even if you are new, if some people is attending new in that day, I will ask them to watch this 2 hours of video to get the some basic insight, and after that watch this one. That's what we will say. And so if you done with that, then you can ask it. Okay, so that's what it is, this is what it is. And for react.js you need to do for this react.js, and once you done with that, I will tell how can you install react.js. Okay, so after you completed the git bash and after you completed this node.js server, what you need to do, just go for any one of the folder and open a new folder. Okay, and inside this folder I'm going, and what I'm going to do, I open my git bash. Okay, I just going to open my git bash here, and once I open this git bash, and here you need to write some commands. Okay, here you need to write some commands. You write some commands means, then what will happen, react, whatever the react basic structure and file will be set. So how can we do this? What you need to do, here you can go, you can see the installation, how to install react.js in our documentation. So there are so many ways to install react. So what I can do is this way, create a new react app. This is what I want. I just click here, and now I can scroll down. They will give a step-by-step thing, how what you need to do, they will tell it. So you can tell that in the terminal you need to write npm, and you will tell that they also tell that node version is greater than 14 and npm version is greater than 5.6. Right now node version is greater than 14, right? So that is what you want. If you install the recommended version, it is 16. You can see this node.js, it is 18. Right now I have 16 and the current version is 19. You can go with the recommended version because the current version, some latest updation will happen time to time. Okay, so month to month, then you need to update it regularly. So if you go with recommended version, it has more solid updation is done. Okay, so once this new version is introduced, then it will be updated, so you can update this one. Okay, so you need to done that. If your node version is greater than 14, that is fine. And once you've done, what you need to do, you need to write this code. You need to write this code in your terminal, this terminal. So how can I write? So what is the code they have done? npx. Okay, and I just want to write create dash react dash app. Okay, okay, create a react app. So what is this? This is the code to create the basic structure of my react, to install react locally to my browser. This is the code, and after that what you are writing, it is going to be the folder name. Okay, it is going to install a folder, so you need to tell the folder name. Here I am telling the folder name is here they mentioned as my app. Here I tell that it is going to be project, like this. Okay, and I just click enter, and you can see it will be run. look into our file. Right now it is empty. Once the code started to run, you can able to see a project folder is created, and inside this folder it is started to install all the recommended files that I need to get started with React. It is automatically installed it. Okay, we are installing the React package, and you can see it will take some time, 2 to 3 minutes. It will take some time to install it. Okay, so this, and you will get a basics, some basic React app. Okay, default React app will be there. What we will do, we will delete the basics React default React app there will be there, and we will delete those things and we will create our own app. That's what we will do. So it will take some time. You can see this installing package and installing React DOM, whatever the entire plugins that I want to work with React, it has started to install. You can see that. So once it is done, we will see what how it is React and everything is installed. We will discuss it. And how it is look means simply in I think I closed. So before I will show you the folder, right? So components, public src, right? So there's it's something similar, similar thing. It will be installed. Then we need to modify it. Okay, it takes some time. It depends upon the computer speeds and the computer network connections, and based upon that it will install it quickly. Okay, so what are the steps that you want to do? Go and download git bash or any other command line that will be hope you for you. You can see this node modules. So this node modules is going to contain all our React for the packages that we want. It will be there. Okay, and what are the things that you need to download prerequisitely? Go and download any terminals, that it will be really helpful. It is git bash is my recommendation. And second one is going to be, you need to download Node.js in your local computer to work with the to serve your files towards the internet. You need to download Node.js, and once it is done, just go for the installation guide and write the code npx create react app and try this one, and make sure that if you are writing this code, check which folder that you are in. Okay, you need to, this one is the folder location in my local disk new folder. This is the folder that where I am in. Okay, so you need to check it, because in that folder only it is going to install it. Okay, so if you just simply installed in some other place, it will be installed it in your local drive or desktop or anywhere. Okay, you need to go for that folder and open it with the terminal and it just install it. Okay, that's one, and that's what it is. We have installed anything, and they you can say that what is the next thing I can do. You can say, we suggest that you begin by typing cd. It is a Unix commands that we need to write it here, and project. So why they are telling cd project means, because right now which directory we are in? We are in new folder. I need to get into project folder, then only I can able to go here. So how can I move it? You can tell like cd project. Okay, and you just want to install it. Now you can able to see in the e folder, new folder, I am go inside this project. So right now I am in project. So inside this project, I need to write npm start. So what this npm start will do means, this will run this entire file in our server. Okay, so like we will use open with the live server, right? So once you completed HTML code, we will open with live server to check what is inside this HTML file, right? Same like that. Right now we installed React. We need to check what is inside that. So what I'm going to say, npm start. I just click here, and you can able to see a new file will be served here, and it will be come here. You can see this. A new file will be shared and it will be come here. Starting development server, you can see reloaded, and it will show what is the basic, what it is downloaded. It will be here. It will show here. You can see this is the app. This is the app that is inside our downloaded folder. This is the app inside this file. This is the application is inside that. So what we need to do, we go and alter, we delete what are the unwanted information that we don't want. We're going to delete. So what I'm going to do, I just open it with the live server, open it with the code. Okay, and I will show you how it is structured. Okay, you can able to see this public folder, right? So inside this public folder, you can able to see this index.html. This is the one file we'll need. All other files we delete it. Okay, we simply delete it. And this in src, you can able to see this app.js right? So inside this only, you can see this component, this entire component. You can see a function is there, and we have a div, and the div is an HTML, and we have a header that has app header, and it has an image, and it is rendering something called logo. It is JavaScript code, and you can see this paragraph tag. we have edit src/app.js and save to re-upload. They are telling. So what I'm going to do, I just remove this one. Okay, here I'm telling hello world, and if I save it, you can see it is changed to hello world. So now what I want to do, I just want to delete. If I don't want this anything, I just want to remove all the code and I want to create my own code. That's what we need to do. So this is the basic folder, basics sector things that it will be download in your folder, and all other things will be download later. Right? So this is all about React. Okay, so things you need to do before React is before starting the React, before you need to come for React server, you need to download these things and you need to come up with. And if you filled the attendance form, just tell your name. I will note it down your name. How many of you filled 2 attendance form? If you filled 2 attendance form, just tell your name in the chat box. And the attendance form will be, and you will get the attendance form at the Monday, before Monday evening you will get it. Okay, and do you have any other doubts, you can ask me. Done. Yashashvi. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Yashashvi, thank you. Okay, fine. So who all are done that, then you will who just committed to attendance, you will receive an your attendance form within Monday evening. You will get it. Okay, don't ask it in the chat box. The people who all are asking in the WhatsApp group, they are actually not attended the workshop, so that is why they will ask it. So you will get it in Monday evening. Okay, don't confuse. So if someone is say that the attendance is not coming like that, you will receive it. You will receive it in email. Okay, you will, whatever the email that you have given, you will receive it through that email. And once we send all your attendances, we will tell it in the WhatsApp group also, and we will mention it in the LinkedIn of you can see the Nabita Biswa sir, who's taken HTML, right? So he will post a post for you, and he will mention you. Okay, so give a valid LinkedIn address, because he will tag you. So then you will get visibility towards all the, he has around 25,000 followers in the LinkedIn. You will get visibility in all of them. Okay, so just give a mention, and just to share your words in those posts and everything. That's what it is, and you will get an offer too. Okay, that's what it is. And any other doubts you have regarding this, regarding any other class, you can ask me now. Okay, because we have only 3 more minutes left, then the live will be ended. Okay, yeah, any doubts you have, you can ask me, or thank you for attending this workshops. Okay, it's been 4 hours. Yeah, and if you really like the content, just give a like and subscribe. That's more to you. And remember, the next schedule is, next week is going to be 13 to 17, it's JavaScript, and 20 to 24, it's going to be ReactJS fundamentals and basic. If you are a beginner, just attend that webinar. In that time, you will get all the coding things and how code related. We will discuss all the code related concept, and we will write the code, and we will build application, and then we will learn it. Okay, that's what every workshop will be there. So it is a Kickstarter workshop, just an introduction part of a workshop. And that is going to be the each and every tech stack we will see deeply. Okay, not only this, for HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, so much of things. You will get 4 days of workshop. Right now Bootstrap is going in our channel, you can check it out. This, and this week, the last week, I think last month Angular is also taken, and React is going to take this month. Node.js is already taken, and front end part we already taken. And every Wednesday I am just conducting a premiere show in this with TWD channel. You can watch that also, where how the JavaScript internal workings, the core JavaScript concept. If you write some code, what is happening in the machine, what is the program is doing, everything we will discuss for 20 minutes. Right now, around 12 videos has been posted for every Wednesday. We will post it. You can watch that also to get more clarity in JavaScript. If you want to become an advanced core JavaScript developer, you can watch that also. Okay, so that's what it is. If you have any doubt, you can ask it. Thank you so much for attending this workshop, and give a like and subscribe. It means a lot for you. Thank you all. Thank you.